As I begin recording. So, the evening comes on the 20th of Octavius, 20 days since you started your journey through the Morbog. Yesterday, you defeated Mortathax, daughter of Night, or at least an iteration of her. As you travelled, bedded down and took your watches last night, you spoke on many things and had a few bonding experiences. Liska and Saoyun discuss the effects of the Morbog, how it preys upon fear and doubt, and how Liska might explain killing the same black dragoness twice in a row. Dejar asked a number of questions about the party and their abilities, and there was some suggestion to practice her speaking abilities. There was also a rather lengthy talk between Angus and Grunker about the history and nature of Grunker's people, the Deeplings. Dejar also shocked the party by suggesting the use of soul stones and the soul trap spell to possibly imprison the soul of Mortathax in a soul stone to potentially prevent her from regaining another body. You set off for the morning to begin your travels once more, delving into boggy, decrepit terrains of inky black waters and grounds caked with pools of sickly tar-like substance. A pungent smell of decay thickened in the air far more than usual. You encountered another crucified wicker skeleton along the road and managed to avoid its gaze. You saw bodies entombed within this tar-like substance, Pompeii style, and looks like bloated corpses floating in the waters. Thankfully, you managed to wade through the worst of it, though it seems that these areas of sludge and decay may become more frequent in the coming days. Upon setting up camp for the night, Liska and Angus had a talk. Angus in retrospection of the brash action of incinerating a fleeing goblin family in the aftermath of great battle, wondered if he was cut out to be a mountain guard, and perhaps if he was to remain a baker. He asked Liska, the jaded soldier of all people, to train him. There was a conversation on whether or not the world needed more soldiers or bakers. Ultimately, Angus had a lot to think about. And as you all gathered around the fire to eat your meal of dragon meats, Tikalia, your new dragonborn ally, excused herself. And it was then that Saoyun brought up the idea that Mortathax, the Black Dragon, might be the sister of Aurea, the dragon and scion of Astria, the late prismatic dragon. And that is where we left off. Emma's Strike, what are your thoughts?
I am fighter, no thoughts, head empty. But no, I'm trying to remember what prompted that revelation, because it seems a little out of the blue.
I believe Saoyun went up to Liska to tell her this, and that's where we left off from that cliffhanger.
Okay, so... Alright. I was just...
Liska's still, slightly eating her food that,
Yeah.
Angus cooked, is like, wait, who did what? Aren't all the dragons... So you're just saying that the evil black dragon we just killed is the sister of that nice crystal dragon that died?
Thou just slowly nods and then follows up
I think
with...
I think you said that was Aurea. There's Aurea and there's Astria. Astria is the one that died. Aurea is apparently her daughter, Yeg.
Yeah. Thou will just slowly nod and then add to that. While I am not 100% certain, I do think that might be the case.
Why?
Do you remember the giant mural? Glass stains and all.
Yeah. Yes.
One of the dragons, that was there, was the one we found in the she sort of snaps her fingers once as the other realm, the spirit thing. And well, Janner, I'm gonna need some help here because I'm drawing a blank on what I wanted to say.
Okay, I think check your pin messages in your DMs.
I am. I'm just brain no articulate well.
So you think the big dragon that died is like the aunt to this, or the mom to the black dragon?
Yes.
Okay, why? I thought the dragons were created by something else, and then she came later after they were created. At least that's what we were told by Big Spider Lady.
Look, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what I'm sort of coming to with all I know. Look, once you start getting into more than 100 years in terms of a lifetime, my perspective kind of gets skewed.
It's interesting. Liska says being over 100.
Adorable.
That is kind of why Sao is sort of approaching her first.
What the fuck? What? Sorry. Like, my Discord keeps pinging, but nothing is fucking...
I thought I was listening. It's like, what the fuck? Why?
What the fuck?
Okay.
You asshole. No. Sorry, continue. It was just being weird. I finally found what was pinging me and wasn't giving me a notification. Okay, so
Okay.
over 100 years.
Yes.
What is
My
that significance?
Time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point I lose track of who's who.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In short, I think Mortifax and the egg might be related.
Okay. So are you saying we shouldn't kill Mortithax?
Oh no, I'm with what Mortifax has done so far, we should definitely kill him. I'm
Okay.
just saying, as Sao sort of has a slightly thoughtful look to her, it just strikes me as slightly odd.
Mm-hmm.
And by that I mean the fact that we would find Mortifax while having the egg with us.
I thought the egg was
Don't
with...
have the egg with us.
Yeah, I thought the egg was with the...
Vadmir still has the.
I'm aware I'm speaking in metaphorically. with
overall.
us.
I mean... She's not the first dragon that we've interacted with afterward. After we got the egg, we killed the green.
And
It's
I know
probably her nephew or niece. I didn't really check.
Are starting to see why I feel like it's hard to wrap my head around in terms of time scale, because I don't know who's related to who in actual terms.
Well, I don't really... I mean, my thing is, from the giant mural that we referred to earlier, it seems like the big dragons came before Astra did. So, I don't think Mortithax is her daughter as much as like her niece or something. Because Mortithax probably came from one of the huge primordial dragons.
Yeah.
And even if she did, even if she was Astra's daughter, so what? Who cares? We're still going to kill her. I mean, it's an interesting fact. I will give you that. Or, an interesting conjecture. That is a word I never thought I would use. But, I mean, yeah, it's cool. If you want to, after the dragon hatches, we can be like, she puts away her sending stone. After that, we can be like, hey, we killed your aunt. But I feel like certain things, it's just an interesting fact. I will give you that. Perhaps not pertinent or useful in any other capacity.
Perhaps I'm smart, but I'm also stupid at times. Might have just gone into over worry.
I mean, do you think knowing this fact might... do you think knowing this fact might benefit us in the upcoming battle, or...
I mean, if anything, it probably means we can search her lair for something that is possibly good for the egg, or at least related more so to other dragons, and we can just steal that shit.
Makes sense. Alright.
This place is giving me a migraine at one point.
Yeah, it is a piece of shit place. I feel like after we kill Mortathax again, after we kill Mortathax again, it will probably not be as shitty. I feel like she's probably the reason it's still shitty after all this time.
Probably. But I do know one thing. After we're done here, we need a break.
Yes, this is very true. That is very true. I guess, well, is there anything else that you need to, or any other thing that you want to tell me, or?
Not currently, not besides Bon Appetit.
Okay. Then 1 second. Liska is going to turn around to the party and clear her throat, take a drink. Okay, I just thought everyone should know, since we were very lucky in getting Mortathax to come attack us away from her lair, but I should just warn you that as we go closer to where her lair is, the dragons have a sort of control over their environment, and she, just her mere presence is enough to affect, the Mordbog within proximity, by quite a few miles. So, when we start getting closer, we will have to watch out, because things might start to, things might start to more actively try to kill us, as opposed to passively trying to kill us.
We talking just more spooky shit, or we talking the land itself is going to change, fuck us up?
The land itself is going to change.
That sounds like a far-reaching spellcaster. Jesus Christ.
No, that is just dragon. That is dragon.
Right, we should probably think of ways to make sure we don't get lost then. As it sounds.
If your face just screws up into a horror, what the fuck?
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. Dragons are assholes.
Yeah, you remember when we went to kill Krothex, right? Or the son of Krothex. How just the cold was enough to chill you to the bone.
Oh yeah.
You felt yourself freezing. Yeah, or when we were actually in there fighting him, stuff was happening. Yeah. But after he died, all that went away. That's kind of what I'm talking about.
Right, well, I've been through some shit.
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Still hard to believe sometimes, but you go worried about all that shit in the past, then yeah.
How did you all survive that with two of Croesus?
I have no idea. Well, I actually do, Liska.
I had that effect on dragons.
Well, I mean, you did save my ass when I think I fell.
Yes, Crothix picked you up, was going to fly away with you, and then just dropped you off of a cliff. Or a spire.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, and then I jumped off the cliff and to give you aid.
Looks to Vellum. You just have this knack of getting into trouble, don't you?
Well, I mean, I think we're all in trouble at that point.
He has a very punchable face, I agree. Like Liska's slightly smiling when she says this.
Just I'll try this stifle a giggle, but
Well, I still owe you for that.
It's fine. It was in service of a future comrade. Like you're part of the Hunter's Keep now. I have to take care of you.
Fair point. Well, if any of you brain boxes can figure out a good way to keep us on the right track, if the terrain starts getting fucky, then that'd be great. But just gotta be more wary going forward, I guess. The road's gonna get with us.
Jar has an idea. So, what is the raw meat of Mortifacts? Mortifacts. I could use the food.
Can you say that again?
You know her meat, the muscle that we took from her. You know, the cooking shit.
I mean, it's in Angus's like freezer, cooler, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I can probably take a probably frozen bit of blood and correct that way.
It's definitely a possibility. I don't know if you would get much blood from it, since you kind of drain all the blood from meat before you take it.
Here's hoping.
Yeah,
Well,
we can
something
try.
to remember for next.
It's next time we kill her and have to track her again, because God's damn it.
Yeah, I was gonna say next time we kill a dragon, but I guess that's the same thing.
This wasn't even a final form.
3
No,
forms later, we're still
Sal
fighting.
just Sal sort of pauses and then just looks to Liska. Do the Hunter's Keep have any bottles or other containers that hold liquids, like a bag of holding?
I mean, like a
That is a very good
canteen? Or a
Yes,
water
but
bag?
but with the effect of a bag of holding, for storing possible blood or other liquid samples.
She pulls out an empty potion bottle. Sure, yeah. Like, I don't wouldn't all the
I'm
liquid
talking
mix
about-
together?
I'm talking about the convenience of not having to fill like 500 bottles with dragon blood.
I mean, but wouldn't it all... I'm just going to say no. But the reason being, I imagine it doesn't exist is because wouldn't all the liquid mixed together in the bag? Like, how would you get it out? You would need to, like, isolate it
By pouring.
anyway.
I'm not talking about mixing like 50 different types of liquid, like beer, honey, meats, wines, all that. No, I'm talking about a single liquid.
Why not just make an alchemical jug that isn't full and then you choose what liquids are in it?
That works for something like beer or meats, wines, not dragon blood.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think what you're asking works. at least from my perspective on how bags of and things of holding function.
Sure, we can theorize this in less strenuous times.
I'll have to think about something then.
You have a
What?
thing.
Food for thought.
Right, sleep.
I think.
I assume this is the night and not the morning. I was led to.
Yeah, this is
I think so. Yes.
this is the night before you do your sleep and rests and watches.
Okay, I just had to double check.
All right.
Ba-doo.
Is everyone gonna head
Oh
to
yeah,
bed and do
I
their...
forgot she was in here.
Yeah, you can see Tikalia kind of hunched over on the other bed. She's kind of she is just out. She is just resting up.
Yeah, I remember she got like the trait of like exhausted or some shit, and I was like, yeah, just go sleep in a proper bed instead of on the furs on the floor. But you said that's how she was sleeping, despite there being bedrolls or some shit. Well,
All right. Unless anyone else has anything to say, we will continue with the watches.
Onward to watches.
All right. So Sayun and Liska, one of you roll with advantage, or both of you roll perception.
I'll let Sal roll with her natural advantage, and I'll roll myself.
All right. Oh yeah.
the purpose of having advantage.
I would also like to point out Liska could also just make a normal roll. I'll roll with advantage either way.
That's what she just said.
Alright. Altis perception.
27.
Nice.
You spend your watch kind of looking out, keeping an eye out. Nothing comes to your attention. There's just a constant natural chilliness in the air that comes with the atmosphere of the Morbok. You don't hear the wails, the constant echoes throughout the night. The private sanctum sees to that, but no, nothing comes to your attention.
I'm sorry, you said you don't hear the wails, and I just pictured.
Just
And we probably have heard that sound. Just
Yes,
saying.
the more whales. They migrate here every summer.
Just wait until you meet one in a dark alley.
death whales.
Forget Dark Alley, just we're going along and it's like a little more watery, and then suddenly we just see a whale drift by.
Yeah, so let's gonna go back and get into beds.
Okay.
Yes, I was gonna follow the troop.
Stick Gronker in there. Okay, next up is to be Velum and Dajar.
Junk. Ah, no.
was
I opened the
going
door and there's a
to-
snack.
Okay. It seemed like I had to do.
Yeah. It's been so long, I've completely forgotten where he.
It doesn't matter. So, you want to roll with advantage or do separate?
Sir Evil.
I'll roll with it, mate. I think that's how we do it. Unless you want to roll individual.
Do advantage. You can.
12. I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
Okay,
Nothing at all.
nothing at all.
Come on.
As you keeping an eye out throughout your watch for the next few hours. Again, that sort of chill up your spine, both of your spines. You see the flicker of a nearby shadow. Turns out to be a trick of the eye.
It's all tricks of the eye.
Yeah. It's weird. You can't help but feel watched here in these lands, regardless of where you are.
I am glad we're out of this shit.
Is we're getting closer? That's a positive note.
I mean, kinda. We gotta deal with the dragon first, and that's a big detour. We gotta deal with the Hungrim shit, Angus's shit. While we're
Look,
whole mess of.
I thought when we killed her at the ruin, that would be the end of it, but no. I had to direct this to cutting this winch open, and boom, fucking necrotic shit.
Yeah, if you're gonna be with us, get used to just shit happening, and not really being a reason. I mean, hell, we've still probably got an assassin after us somewhere.
Don't remind me.
Oh no, Sal has somebody after, or at least did. Jumped her once, and yeah, she got away. So we're gonna have to. I usually keep an eye out for her.
Hold
But
on.
just so you know,
Will you stop for like 2 seconds? Why is she being targeted by an assassin?
that's a whole kettle of fish. Delicately ask her about it. So
Fine.
yeah, don't know if it's a place to give the details.
I'll ask later because I have a question for her anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, just you'll get used to shit that doesn't make sense at first. Odd things happening out of the blue, just it happens way too much, and I am to the point where I'm past trying to make sense of it. Just it happens, we deal with it, and then gone. Maybe we learn something, but yeah.
I can understand your attitude now. Anyway,
And then watch.
All right. You continue. You finish up your watch, and again that feeling of being watched, it's still there, but you shrug it off.
Fuck off, Bulbog. Get on with it. Every day with this.
A nearby bubble of sort of necrotic water burbles up and pops in response.
Yeah, fuck you. And then he goes to bed.
Okay.
I am dealing with too much. Too much.
It is kind of culture shock for poor Snack.
Yeah.
We're just like, we dealt with all kinds of shit. You probably dealt with stuff, right? And then Snack's just like, I mean, I fought a hag, I guess, kind of. Meanwhile, we're 3 dragons in.
Yep.
Fought a vampire lord, fought a dragon, but not previously in a hag. Cool.
3 dragons in on our way to a technical.
All right. Let's see. Gronka and Angus. How good are you at perception, Gronka?
You got a +3.
Oh, Angus has got +3 in his as well, so we'll give you advantage on that. And as you're kind of keeping watch with Angus, you can see he's actually he's. Oh, where are you getting the advantage from?
You just gave
Angus
him
helping.
advantage.
Oh right,
Did
fucking.
you know?
Sorry,
Like you literally just
The
said
thing
it.
you just said.
sorry. Smooth
Too
brain.
wise, Janer.
Smooth brain.
That was probably wisdomous of you, Jander.
Yeah, very wisdomous. You can see as you're keeping watch with Angus, he's actually got his mountain guard armor off, and he's just wearing his sort of under armor, his the sort of leathers that you have underneath. He looks a bit lost in thought. as you kind of continue the watch throughout. Nothing seems to stand out to you. Again, that sensation of being watched is present with you. And you can see Angus sort of awkwardly shift as well. He seems to feel it as well. But throughout the hours...
Gainer?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do an investigation check?
Sure.
Angus, did you lose your armor? I'll find it.
Oh no, it was just like if I could like do some sort of investigation, whether like what's looking at us, like if there's anything here.
Yeah, go ahead and make an
Doing a little
investigation
bit of
check.
Looking.
Angus is a bit lost in thought and distracted. You might have to just do a normal roll on this one.
Well, I mean, I got Webby. Hang on, where's Webby? Where's
Oh,
my
there you go.
boy? My boy. My seeing eye spider.
Seeing eye spider.
He has many eyes. He sees good.
Many eyes.
Let's see. Let's see. What is it? Inspiring help, or is it just help in general? I think it's just help in general, right?
Hmm.
Do the help action.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's double check here.
Yeah, I think
Helpful.
help action is just.
Help action is a
Yeah,
bonus
helpful is
action.
just
Yeah.
Yeah, help, yeah, he can just do a help as a bonus action, and then it has.
Oh, plus 1d6 to the bonus roll.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a advantage and d6.
Hmm.
Yes, okay. Alright. Investigation. Let's see, where is it? That's intimidation.
Yep, done on that.
Oh, there it is. I was blind for a second.
17.
There, plus a...
18. Okay. You begin to sort of examine the ground. Anything that looks off at the particularly around the tree to your north. Anything that might look out of place as you sort of peruse the area around the campsite for the meantime.
The tree to the north, you miss one?
Nothing seems to stand out to you.
Nothing. No, alright. Don't need this. Let's see. What's that thing? Okay. Janitor?
Mm-hmm. Commune. Ooh.
I'ma do thing. I didn't post as like a thing, but I think everybody knows what commune
Thing.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a card thing that explains the thing.
As you kind of concentrate, you
Actually, can I
What?
can use that in here, right? With the whole spell thing.
not unless it does anything extra planar.
I don't think so. It just.
I mean, it blocks
scrying.
scrying as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just scrying, right?
Mhm.
Black Spice, it's just scrying it blocks, right?
Yeah, it blocks scrying.
Okay.
And
So it's like divination magic. Is
it's
what it is?
yeah, just
I'm also just going to point one thing out. You're doing something that is divine. If the divine can't pierce this spell, it's overpowered.
Fair.
no, divine can definitely pierce this spell. So
Yeah,
you're good.
my brain was just like divination, divine, totally the same thing.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
Good. Good. Just want to make sure.
Should be.
All right. Let's see. So I get 3 questions.
Mm-hmm. as you concentrate on Eld, focusing on the crystal embedded within its head. You watch as it slowly kind of crackles to life with the orange glow, and you sense the presence of Incendrius, listening intently.
Are we being watched, or is it just a feeling?
You hear, an affirmative answer.
I just want to say that it's a yes or no
Reboot.
answer, and he asked a double question in one. That yes, like I just want to say like communists like it's a yes or no answer, so it's affirmative or negative, and he just asked a question like, are they watching or is it just a feeling? Like a yes or no or an unclear, like that answer should probably be unclear.
If,
Grunk not very good at these.
no.
Forget you heard anything.
Strike it from the record.
The
Hearsay.
sense comes back unclear. It's particularly when it comes to the first question and then the second question, or at least the two combined questions into one. There seems to be some confusion there.
Grunk is very bad at these.
So that's one.
Is it one or two?
You asked a compound single question,
Yeah.
I would say, so probably just one.
All right.
So you got. Let's see. You got was it 5? There's 3 questions, wasn't it? So you got
3 questions.
2 left.
Does she have more than one clone?
More than one. You watch the firelight in the center of the campfire flickers with a cold blue hue, indicating a negative answer.
Damn it, I'm gonna think of a third question.
Oh, I only had the 2.
How was your day?
Yes.
It was good, thank you.
How was your day? Yes.
It exists. Let's see.
Big
Yes.
think.
Yeah, the largest thing. Does she have allies with her?
The billowing fire, the crackling fire of the campfire, seems to intensify. And he watches as this small crackling flame turns into this miniature raging bonfire here within the center of camp. A very affirmative answer.
Okay. Thanks. Tell Mama say hi.
The fire dims to its normal size. And the presence of Incendious fades from the axe.
Okay. And I'm done.
Alright. Angus seems like he's about to ask a few questions, but then seems to get distracted by a few other thoughts he's having. But your watch finishes, unabated.
Yeah. This wasn't in like common or anything. This was in fuck, what's that language called?
Ignan?
Ignin, yeah.
Okay.
Ignan.
Alright, so last watch would be Severe. Right, go get some rest, I'll take over.
Severe and Monk Lady.
Oh yes, yes.
If she can wake up.
Yeah, she's
Well, she
Severe's,
better fucking wake up. It's her watch.
yeah. Severe kind of goes over, knocks on the window. Hey, Degalia!
Melon's in there as well, but
And with that, they're both gonna do their watches. Let's see. I think Severe with advantage. Oh, that was good to everyone. There we go. 23. All right. So as you all fall asleep for the rest of your night, eventually day comes. And you-
got here eventually.
And you all regather around the campfire for the morning.
We do our long resting, right?
Yes, you can all take a long rest.
That is what we just did.
Okay.
Hooray!
Let's see. Who has any sorrows on them, just in case?
Not me.
Oh, yeah, I think.
Takalia.
Oh yes, Tikali needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
She was a tired lady.
Nope.
She is still a tired lady.
She is still a tired lady.
While you
Monk
are doing that,
has
I am
shitty
gonna
rolls.
gain Thread of Fate.
I had one.
They only last
I'm
8
off.
hours, remember? So
Mhm.
I'm
Gotta-
also going to gain.
I'm mostly popping it now, so I remember that I've popped it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do
I had-
mine at about 10 in the morning, like I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a sorrow. Or was it just a wisdom
what?
save?
That was a wisdom save, yes.
Okay.
When does Dijar and Zone do their prayers? Like around this time or a little later?
Oh, it's at dawn. So we'd have already, like, by the time everyone else is up, except for maybe Angus, got a charge. We'd have been up for a while.
And so she probably would have did it the trick fade at least around 10, I guess.
Hey, Janner.
Mhm.
Did you equip the awakened amulet on me?
Oh wait, what?
Oh no!
Oh,
I did not equip that.
oh, sorry. Go ahead and unequip it. I was just making sure it was
You
functioning
wake
correctly.
up with an amulet around you.
Oh
Yeah, I
no.
was gonna say, I was gonna say, like, I don't know the soul trap spell.
It-
I also have an awakened amulet, but I don't have it equipped. I think.
Where did we get this? What did the dragon people drop it? Dragon
We've
I-
been looting them off their
We've-
bodies.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I have at least 4 or 3, so
Well, la di da. I guess you are more neck than anything else.
Oh, shush.
All right. Make sure you've all got your threads of fate active if you're planning to do that this morning.
Nope, mine's for later.
Okay.
Do it after lunch.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it while in the
See,
wagon.
I split the difference. Just do mine in the day, but with most of the day instead of it
So,
being early morning. Nothing happened.
If anyone has anything to do or say for this morning, we shall continue with the day's travel.
No, I'm good.
Y'all probably talk to Sal just a little bit. There's a question.
Sure.
Oh? Where did you get those, she points to your, earring? Where'd you get those?
Oh, these. God, I can't actually remember where we got them.
Didn't the king give them to us?
No, that was Fuldred. Fuldred Kensith gave them to you in Port Mockney.
Yeah,
God, that's so long ago.
it was an age.
Yeah, we got these from an artificer called Foltred, I believe. I say artificer mostly because he had a giant runaway golem.
He was a
Wizard.
That was one of my pictures. Ah, okay. I've noticed some of you talk to them. Do you not have an extra run, perhaps?
I think I have the materials to make one, but as for a spare, not currently. The most recent one I made for Angrim, or Angus, I should say, names. But yeah, I could probably make one for you and attune it to the network we use.
Thank you. Also, I don't want to come off as too insensitive, but Bellum told me to ask you about the assassin hunting you. Why is that?
Okay, that is a long story to just crack open here at breakfast.
Maybe.
Long story short, I got framed for something I didn't do. I decided to run away. And I have an assassin on my ass, basically.
That does not bode well. Okay.
How I felt when I was stabbed through the back. Yes.
Woman, how are you still alive?
I barely made it out alive, but that is an entirely different story.
Okay,
I will let you in on a little thing to understand it a little bit better, perhaps. Orcs and honor are very entwined. If you fuck with the honor, well.
Alright, that is very good to know.
So yes, if you ever see somebody walking around that looks like an orc and has a floating blade, please notify me.
Okay. Alright, character, sorry, that wasn't my dad popping in my room, sorry.
I mean, it works in character as well. Okay.
Alright. Thank you. I will talk later.
Okay. So as you all begin packing up to ship off for this morning, this morning's next leg of the journey, beginning the next leg, heading this time in a more west by northwesterly direction. Let me drag you over to the appropriate map.
I was wondering if you're gonna have like a version of this map that's like slightly turned up, so it's west by northwest.
Oh,
Turned
not
up.
not quite. That's imagination.
Yeah, you should have just like a compass rose, just that
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
which direction we're traveling.
That's actually a good idea.
Oh, yeah, I should do that actually.
Plus,
Okay.
if you make it as a character thing, you can just adjust it on the fly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Control mouse.
So, throughout your travels over the next few hours, you continue to see terrain reminiscent of the inky black marshes you slogged through the day before. However, the great swaths of boggy sludge are less frequent. It's somewhat easier to keep to hardier terrain. Unfortunately, this necessitates keeping to a slower pace than the mountain steppes. The stagnant water is now a patchy mixture of foul browns, greys, olive greens, and inky blacks. The stench of decay is more noticeable, and every so often you might see the familiar sight of some small sort of ruin pillar, stump, or pile of ancient rubble coated in the same sort of inky black tar substance. The bog is eerily silent. You hear the occasional burble of the waters, followed by the viscous pop of a bubble of necrotic air. The smell from yesterday still lingers, and while possibly the foulest thing you've ever smelled, it's less overpowering than before. I'll have Angrim roll with advantage, because he is a dwarf. Let's see. Also, Dejar, you can roll with advantage, because of your poison resistance.
Hey. I probably barely made the DC.
Oh wait, hang on.
But yeah, obviously, as I mentioned, Janer, I was like, as close as I can guess to 10-ish, I'm gonna gain my Thread of Fate.
Okay.
Should wear off at about 6 PM if my is right.
Okay.
Let's go. Wait till noon.
Alright.
While the jar is in the wagon, can she study the material that it's made of now?
Sure. You can go ahead and make I'll say just make an intelligence check, because this isn't not really history or arcana. This is trying to judge the nature of the material itself. Six. You're not quite proficient in the knowing what certain metals are. You're not able to quite surmise what this metal is, where it comes from, how it's formed. Although, go ahead and make a perception check. A perception or investigation check, I will say.
I'll use investigation since I have my eyes of minute seeing.
There we go. Oh, 20 to 27. This material is very, very similar to the same metal that you saw Commander Selma Dawnbringer's blade was made out of. You're not quite sure what the materials. You're not sure what the material's called because you're not proficient in this, in identifying metals. But you do see the definite similarities.
Alright, Snack has many questions. You know who's to ask.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Angus passed his Constitution saving through there. Yep. Alright, we'll continue on. It seems as though you've already experienced the worst this terrain has to offer yesterday, but it appears from here on out, this is the type of terrain you'll be experiencing. The chugging treads of the steam hammer rumble through the ground, sending both wet and dry, mud, both wet and dry, kind of spattering across the dead grass as it heaves itself up, sort of cresting over a hill, and the front end lands with a thud and a splash of stagnant water. A few more hours go by. Goes to, we'll say, 11ish at this point. Though it's again difficult to tell the time here in the Morbog. The
How's
eerie.
Talia holding, by the way?
She seems a bit worse for wear. She's you can see she's sort of shivering a little bit. She's kind of hunkered down in her seat.
Yeah, you're not looking so good, so go ahead and hop in the wagon. If anything does happen in this fucking trek, well, we'll definitely hear about it.
She gives a nod. Thank you for your hospitality. And she kind of stands there for a moment, waits for the cart to go by, and kind of shuffles on into the cart. And you can see Deja as she enters. You can see she's a little less colour in her face than you saw previously. But eventually, this eerie quiet of the bog takes hold once more. Lucky, that's your cue.
Yes, I'm also reading. I have to remember to look over at Discord sometimes. Thou will ping the earring with a notice to people.
Petit?
Yes.
The Discord notification.
Disqualification.
I think I heard a crow pretty far away and out the corner of my eye and ear, but
Well, as
safe
we
to
know,
say we're
birds
likely
and
followed in some manner.
I'm gonna ping back. So it's familiar, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Probably.
Well, we'll keep an eye all the same. Venom's gonna be looking up a lot.
All right, make a perception check, Vellum.
Obviously in a manner that doesn't involve him crashing into the back of the steam hammer.
Just shoot any crows that you happen to see.
18.
That's actually a better idea than what I was doing.
So you keep an eye out. About 200 feet to the west, in the direction you're headed, You watch, well, you see this as well, Soon, with your insane passive perception. You see a small shape disembarks from a dead tree branch and flies further off into the mists.
I bolted.
You wanna throw a bolt at it?
Shoot it out of the sky. Hey.
How far away is it?
200
about
feet.
100 feet.
200 feet.
That's
Did I
way
say 100
further
feet?
away than my far range with a bullet. And not enough with a firebolt.
Well, if it gets closer, we know what to do.
Does anyone happen to have like any bow or crossbow?
Mr. Ashman's crossbow.
Yeah, use that. It's a
know,
crow. They don't have
I-
high AC.
I'll take out my sanctified short bow, knock an arrow on it, and fire. But you do need to give me a target before I can shoot.
Right, okay. So let me just crow. Let me just do one of these. Boop. Right there.
It's a
So,
bird, yeah.
so this will be with
Alright.
disadvantage because it's a long range, I
God, I
imagine.
think it's tiny.
Let's see. Target
Urka would also shoot it.
and control for disadvantage.
Don't think it was pinged out to Grunker quite.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I thought Ducky said where it was.
Wrecked.
Yeah. You-
I said that it was nearby.
yeah.
Right. Okay. We didn't say where it was. Never mind.
You see Sayun pulls out a small sanctified short bow, pulls back the string, and he watches the arrowhead lights with this radiant energy, and he direct hit, and you watch as the crow seems to disappear in a puff of smoke.
Yep, that's kind of ducky shit.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, definitely watched.
Well, I can't say it's any surprise considering what we've been doing. As long as we keep an eye out when we're on the road, we should be fine.
So you continue your travels for the next few hours, keeping a wary eye out for. Oh, sorry, go.
No, I was just going to say Val's going to be particularly wary.
Yeah. Keeping a wary eye out for anything unusual and making sure not to observe the inky black waters for too long, lest something malicious grasp a hold of your mind.
Oh boy.
Do I have to roll?
How do I make sure it's with advantage? Just
Alt. It should already be with advantage. Yeah, there you go.
Look at you having 20. Like a nerd.
Yeah, do I need to, or...
I
You
mean,
are.
your name is on the list.
You
so.
are. So, it just automatically selects all the player characters, so you do not need to roll because you're right. You are in the cart. Presumably,
All you see is
studying.
walls.
Yeah. Angus is we'll roll for Angus as well. As he kind of seeing out of the front slit. Okay. As the day progresses, you're all sort of noticing your breath. The clammy air is growing a bit colder. Evening comes, or at least it seems, and it's again always difficult to tell here in the Moblok, and the light is gradually choked from your surroundings. Lack of light feels almost oppressive, stifling. Silence, a cold breeze of air passes you, Vellum. The flicker
Oh, good.
of firelights from your oil lantern seems to sort of dim for that brief moment.
Alright. Well, that got spooky.
Thou will sort of again ping the earring and in a more hushed tone, because she feels like there's literally eyes and ears everywhere currently, even if we can't see them. You know, safety first. So, Vellum, do you remember the tomb we first encountered?
Oh, that is so vague, so.
The one that the cult used. The one with the weird outside, everything dead, little sparks everywhere.
The dwarven one?
Yes.
Camel King? What about it?
Sal sort of makes a slight gesture as she looks directly over to him and then to the surrounding currently.
Is she
It's kind of the same.
Yeah, I'm kind of noticing.
as she kind of points a few things out to you, she kind of points over to a nearby tree. And as you kind of look very closely, you're seeing, it's very, very faint, two trees overlaying upon each other, like a sort of muted chromatic aberration type phenomenon.
Right, I guess nobody go touching any weird coloured trees.
What if the trees try to touch us?
Then you hit them before they can, I guess.
Just double checking.
All right, you continue. Yeah, you continue on.
I mean, it's a
Shouts.
fair point. If a tree is trying to reach at you, it's probably not got the best intentions.
No,
I mean, sometimes branches are like over the path and stuff like that,
Oh, I thought you meant like coming to life.
It's like, what the fuck, Vellum? Like, we fought trees in life. Like, no, I'm just be like, oh, Vellum said can't touch the trees.
Have we fought trees to keep them alive?
Yeah, when we were in the
My memory
druid
is
circle.
terrible.
We're in the druid circle. You got hit by a boulder a tree through.
Oh, that one, yeah. Wasn't that long ago? Yeah, my memory's awful.
Yeah, Snake gave half a life to keep you from dying. Jeez.
Wait.
the more buzz get into it. Loss of memory.
Memory loss. It's the secret condition that I
Yeah.
somehow roll for.
So you continue the next hour on your travels. The dim light gradually falls away to completely pitch black darkness, illuminated only by the oil lanterns and the steam hammer and the caravan.
Actual darkness, not just
Actual darkness. Throughout your time here in Morbog, you've never seen a nighttime like this. And you see your breath
I'm
very,
going
very
to-
noticeably.
Yeah, we're still in like daytime, quote unquote, right?
It's
no, he said
was
that we're
difficult to
Coming
tell.
to sunset time. Oh,
It's weird. It's only felt like a few hours.
So Janner,
Like, have we stopped for lunch or?
we haven't.
we want to.
Say, yeah.
What were you gonna say, Dom?
I am going to be handing out a pair of lumined lanterns I still have. Though for some reason I have the hooded lantern description. These will just have ever-present light,
Okay.
because that is what you ruled them as. Back when I bought them in Dune Hollow.
Right. So I need to add that to your sheet.
I have them. I have 2. They're under my consumables apparently.
Right, okay.
But for some reason they have the hooded lantern description.
Yeah,
Either
yeah.
way, I'm going to be passing one off to Liska, so she doesn't have to worry about oil.
All right.
The other I'm keeping on E.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can just trade that to Liska then.
Yes. How do I
Request trade,
Trade again.
bottom left.
bottom left request trade?
Let's see, it should be hooded lantern. Moonlight lantern.
Yes.
Let's see. Now, throughout, again, Let's see, who's outside right now?
Me, because I'm driving.
Let's see, Liska, this would be Liska, Angus, Salyun, Severe, yeah, everyone who's outside, go ahead and make a nature check.
Oh boy. I think I'm not good at that.
In fact,
see.
Liska, just go ahead and add your survival bonus to that instead of your nature, because this would be up your alley.
Then, in that case, that's a 20.
20.
Dirty 20.
Nice. You've only been out here a few hours. It should be maybe about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is not natural at all. It should not be this dark.
Liska is going to kind of give a kind of motion for Angrim to kind of come to a stop, and well, I guess over the earrings be like, okay, everybody, let's stop real quick.
Hey,
And once everybody kind of comes, she's going to gather around in between the carts and the steam hammer.
as Angrim kind of suddenly comes to a stop. Oh wait, no, hang on. Something suddenly kind of appears in the line of sight of the hooded lantern of the front of the steam hammer.
Oh, okay.
Matt Maury?
It kind of enters the lights radius as the steam hammer approaches it. What looks like some sort of structure. A pair of ancient 20-foot tall stone obelisks. Each of them are about 5 by 5 feet wide, and sort of partially collapsed or lopsided.
All the smart people come up. You're needed.
Oh sweet, I don't have to get up.
No, you're good.
The yard does not have earrings, so there's no shit.
All the not smart people who can use weapons come up. We need to protect the smart people.
Hey Jajar, let's get need you up front.
That also includes you, Vellum.
I know.
I
But
can't get
somebody's
out.
got to tell the one with no earring.
I can't get out.
Oh,
Use the door!
let me out! Let me out!
You click the door
Oh,
to
shit.
open it while you're next to it.
I tried. Oh shit.
All the way to the front.
It's a little ways off. The two stone obelisks. You can just about make them out at the edge of the light, Liska. However, as you come up, Grunker, with your incredible dark vision, you particularly can see slumped in front of the obelisk is a male figure, dressed in, or at least one of the obelisks, dressed in ornate scale mail, trimmed with gold and colourful feathers. You can see a shield rests by his side with a gatekeeper insignia on it. You can see a short sword lined with jagged obsidian teeth sits at the base of the obelisk. And around, you wouldn't be able to see it from this distance now. Yeah, continue.
So kind of like Aztec-ish.
It gives off that vibe.
Okay. What race is it?
Seems to be human.
Okay.
You see a sort of a darker complexion, definitely male.
How far away was it?
About 50 feet off.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Agatha to hover close by. Actually, go toward the skeleton or whatever.
I don't think Grunker would have notified anyone of this yet. This is only what Grunker sees.
Okay, I thought he did.
Okay. Now he will.
Okay,
Those
there you go.
fucking things.
Okay, just
Bravo.
going to keep metagaming to a low. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
So,
brain hit it.
so Grunka, sorry, just to kind of reiterate. So Grunka saw two obelisks and then saw a body leaning against one of the bottoms, like the base is, with a like a Quetzalcoatl. I forgot what the fuck they call them. Quacka.
Quaddle?
None.
Axolotl?
Axel.
No, there's a specific, that sword has a specific name that I can't think of.
It's. I know the one you're thinking of. It's Quasa something. Yeah.
It's alright, we'll figure it out.
Aztec sword.
Makuhuara, there you go.
Makuhuara, that's the one.
Yeah, okay.
For some reason, I kept thinking there's a Q at the front.
Stain?
I mean, it makes sense, it's Aztec.
And as Grunker kind of points this out, you all see this now as you sort of adjust your vision.
Okay. That's very interesting. He operates are familiar. Go check it out. And flings her out into the air to out the remains.
As Agatha takes off to the air, kind of glides over, kind of perches on a piece of nearby rubble near the base of the one of these obelisks, and you see as your vision goes white. Go ahead and make a perception check for Agatha.
Okay.
Actually, would Agatha have dark vision? I don't think ravens do they?
I don't think so.
I mean,
Hold on.
you said it's 50 feet away, right? So, isn't it also being illuminated by Earths?
Well, I thought.
Sorry, I didn't
You
catch
said
that.
it's
The link.
50. You said it's 50 feet away, so isn't it also be illuminated by our lanterns?
Oh yes, it would be. Never mind. So no need for a perception check. Okay, as Agatha kind of perches on a nearby piece of illuminated rubble, you see through Agatha's eyes, around his neck, you can see some sort of golden holy symbol depicting the stylized head in profile of a great bestial lizard-like creature. The figure, the man is desiccated and withered pale, almost mummified to a degree. You can also see, or Agatha sees, dried black ichor surrounds and stains every orifice, ears, nose, eyes, mouth, all around the face.
Okay. Coming out of that for a minute.
And also, you can also see runes run throughout both obelisks from top to bottom. Just see. Yeah, you would notice these. The runes on this stone appear to be written in a language similar to the obelisks you found surrounding the dead tree. And the markings on the other stone are written in a language similar to the text you found depicted on Vellum's annotated map.
Right. She comes out of her division of familiar. Vellum, do you have that map?
Yeah, somewhere around here. Sec. Rummage. Pull it out. What do you need
Alright.
this for?
While I was looking through my familiar's eyes, some of the ruins reminded me of something written on the map. Let me look at the map real quick.
Shows it.
Can hear anything at all?
No, I don't. I think it's only on the item that Vellum has the link to it.
Oh. What are you trying to achieve? Because otherwise I gotta trade it to you.
There's probably some written notations on the map that I'm looking for.
I don't have the translated version. I only have the raw version.
Anything that look like ruins.
It should be
Basically.
in your. Oh fucking.
Yeah, it's an item, but you didn't. It doesn't have the translated version. It just has the raw version. I think you posted that in the chat.
Yeah, I'll post it in the chat. Hang on.
Okay.
Link. There we go. I'll stick that in the party chat. There it is. Oh, there you go.
Great. Perfect.
So is it the notations the ones that's around was close to the circle, or which one am I looking at?
It
seems similar.
it just seems to be similar dialect, similar runes stylings.
Yeah, saying it's draconic.
Okay. Can you translate what's on this map for me, please? Because the runes that I saw on the obelisk is similar to what is written on this map.
Well, here's an idea. How about I go over and read it?
I wouldn't, because he points to the mummified bones. I don't know what caused that, and whatever did came out of every orifice of that poor man.
Okay, so how far? It's like 50 feet away, you said?
Yes, about 50 feet away.
Is there any way I can see it from here, the writing? Or would I need to get closer?
You probably need to get a little bit closer, but you could probably read it from a distance.
Does anyone have a spyglass?
I gave one to Sayun, I remember.
Cloud
yeah.
takes takes out the spyglass and just sort of holds it up, passes it to her jade serpent, which then delivers it to Vellum.
I'm just imagining 2 feet away from each other.
No, so I was still
like-
back on the.
I know,
Yeah.
but it was a funny. I could have just handed it. You know. Thank you. But just takes it from the serpent, tentatively before looking through the spyglass at the symbols.
All right. As you kind of read through the symbols engraved onto this obelisk, let's see. There's
oh boy, I don't think.
you clearly there's just go ahead and make an Arcana check for me real quick.
Oh, this will go well.
13. 13 is enough to know that this is clearly some sort of spell. And it's some sort of a spell.
Okay, I think it's magic.
You also see with your spyglass, there's also elements of a strange, hard-to-read language scattered between them. Similar to the runes you've been finding orientated in a circular pattern upon the chests of certain statues you've been finding.
And Velen's gonna hand the spyglass around to see who knows what language that is. Between us, we've got like a lot of language. So it's none of the ones Velen knows. We know that.
You do see the clearly draconic runes. You can also
Those
see.
ones I see, but the ones I don't recognize.
Yeah. You can see what looks like a Sylvan on one obelisk, Draconic on the other, and sort of woven between them are elements of this difficult to understand language.
I understand Sylvan. How long does it comprehend languages take?
You're
Isn't
the
it,
one with the
like-
spell.
Isn't it 10 minutes if it's a ritual?
Oh right, 10 ritual. Duh. Brain dirt. Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
So why are we stopping for this again?
Because it is in the way of the path we are taking, and this is unnatural darkness.
Right,
And
so
they
there's
might
no
be-
real way around it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna. Alright, character. Give me a minute, at least 10 minutes. I'm going to try a spell and then look through my familiar to figure out what's going on with this shit.
Oh, everything got spooky. Oh boy.
Need lights to
Oh yeah,
be on the map.
Yeah, hang on. Let me go ahead and
Everyone needs to be where
boop.
they would be.
boop, 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 boop. There we go.
Liska is also holding a hooded lantern.
Okay.
How they
So,
would be wagging.
So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll just give you like a temporary torch, so that you can.
Orgy
use.
returns.
Dang it, hiccups.
Sure.
Stop.
Go and check your consumables. Just use the torch.
Ah. Nice.
Hooray, like
Orchie!
Who else got a lumen lantern?
just let's go one.
So yeah.
Because I got my own good old sunblade, so I kinda don't need.
Okay.
I haven't gotten it out yet, but
Yeah. Grunk is all, oh god!
Unless you blind someone with it.
yeah, it's kind of one of the reasons I don't just whip it out anymore.
Okay, so it's where is it these
One
are the
there,
obelisks, or is it
and
So
one
those are
there.
the pillars. But which one's the body and the marking?
Let's see. Well, Grunk is currently standing on
Can
it.
you can you get me out of this?
Yeah. Hang on. There you go.
Whacking cat.
used by our inability to deal with being inside things.
Yeah.
I'm
You.
inside things just fine.
You.
I can get
So
in and
you
out
say.
very easily.
All right. So yeah, going to. Yeah, just wait. Is the weird language like dwarven in nature?
You're casting comprehend languages, yeah?
Well,
Bishop?
Liska's just looking.
Oh,
Yeah, Velen would have handed the spyglass around to get a
Yeah.
feel of what the language.
the
Yeah,
languages, you do not understand them.
Okay.
None of us in the group can understand that mysterious garble between the Draconic and Sylvan.
If only we had a warlock with Eyes of the Runekeeper.
It's fine. We got a wizard who comprehend languages.
I'm gonna cast comprehend languages. And
Alright.
Isn't that only for spoken?
no, that's reading through.
You're thinking of
texts.
Tongues, there we go.
Tongues is spoken.
Ah,
Okay. Also, as you're doing that, go ahead. Oh,
Sorry, I just realized. Comprehend languages. You have to be touching the words in order to be able to read them.
Oh well, I guess
Mhm.
we're bringing the snake closer then.
No, I'm gonna be using my familiar.
Oh yeah, you can cast stuff through.
oh, there you go.
that is true.
Bird will land on body. Could possibly go wrong.
Suddenly the corpse explodes.
Oh,
Broken thing.
Alright.
okay. Comprehend languages, then through familiar.
Okay, as you summon, as you call forth Agatha, sort of reposition her from the body, kind of flutter over to one of those, one of the obelisks, and with a few pecks of the beak against against the language on the stones, there seems to be no reaction. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me, real quick.
Right?
23. Phew. Yes. This is or at least from what you can tell with the Arcana, this was a spell woven in two parts, and a very powerful spell at that. You can see elements of draconic runes etched into this obelisk and sealed in the other. The unknown language is Black Speech, written amidst the text, the sort of this textual incantation to finalize the spell. These two obelisks served as a vital anchors. Whatever spell was written here has long since been expended, or at least the energy of it has. But definitely magical in nature.
So what do you got, Jean? Nice.
Hold on 1 second. So it is a if it was a spell written in two parts, but
And as you're kind of examining the surface with Agatha, you do notice very near the body is and the sort of jagged obsidian sword. You find etchings, newer etchings. The text almost looks like hieroglyphics. And it looks like it may have been scratched within the stone recently. With your comprehend languages, you know this.
Oh no, it's wingdings.
okay. So first part, like I said, it was a very powerful spell written in two parts. See, what's going through out those written languages is Black Speech. I don't know what spell it was, but it was a very powerful one.
So was as in it's not in effect anymore.
That's what that's what I'm meaning so far.
So we should be safe to go through.
Yes. However, there's something written behind the corpse of the fallen warrior. It reads, "They hate the light." Who are they?
I'm gonna take a wild stab at the dark. Just looks at the bodies everywhere. I presume those bodies are accurate to the situation, Jenner.
Sorry?
I assume those bodies on the map are actually there.
Yes.
They hate the light. That
Well, that sounds more like a warning.
Yeah, maybe someone in here doesn't like light. We may have to kill our lights to get through.
Well, why? They hate the lights, so
if they
we
hate the
keep
light, that means yeah. What what this
Alright, I
cascade?
thought like if we went in with lights on, piss someone off, attack.
No, that's if it's a warning. They would say have lights. If it was the opposite effect, it would say
Alright,
kill the light.
everybody. Not to cause alarm or anything, but
You're about to say
we
something
possibly-
alarming.
we possibly have company. I saw something out the
The
corner
lights
of
of
my
your-
eye, and
The lights of your oil lanterns flicker out.
Vellum, activate
Yeah,
your sword.
I'm on it.
oh boy, isn't it not great that I gave Luska a fucking lumen lantern that never turns off?
Indeed.
It is not fire.
I've forgotten how to turn.
I have
it on.
one too.
Should be under your actions.
Oh, right.
Feature sunlight. There we go.
I'm just going to slightly move myself to check something. Okay.
There we go.
Also, welcome,
I
Mr.
don't know if I
Bones.
actually have light on, but it's on.
It should be on. It's just overlapping with a few other light sources right now, so you can't exactly see it. Soyun, you feel the brush of cold air, an unintelligible whisper behind you, sense of being watched.
I'm gonna swing around with my lantern in hand.
Nothing.
I'm gonna ping everybody through the earring and just go, yep, you're definitely being watched.
A piercing shriek resonates through the darkness. The shadows begin to distort.
Everybody
Get cut
huddle
off by
up.
your own sound effect. Is my sunlight actually visible? Because I can't tell if it's changed or not.
It should be visible, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're also, I think, just in my
In a light source
glow.
as well,
yeah.
yeah.
So, like, watch, I'll move away slightly.
Oh boy.
See.
I'm-
So you can
oh,
see.
I have to move where my sheet is now.
Oh, jeez.
It's a top bar.
God.
Token
That
initiative? That's interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
Jenner, can you put me back to where I was? Like, I was moving as initiative happened,
Oh.
so...
Where
so
were
can
you?
put me back here.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Back here. So that was just...
Well, shit.
I'm gonna turn this
A
off.
lot of effects on Grunka.
Oh, Grunka, Jesus.
I'm going to ready a spell just in case the first aggressor I see.
Okay, I think one of the issues, Janet, you might need to
Mm-hmm.
look into. The top bar thing is listing every effect we have.
Well, wait. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like
Hold on.
effects as my tokens. I got like
Top. Wait. Top bar. Wait.
Holy
What? Can you?
Yeah,
Can you?
there's top bar.
Top
it's
token
finished.
bar.
Look in my screen. This is
Yeah, 'cause-
what's happening.
'cause I can see the icon for my
Oh.
and
Oh.
intelligence,
Right.
braces,
Okay. I
boost.
forgot to bloody
Cool.
disable that mod. Hang on.
You fool.
It's an interesting
Click
thing
and
to
drag
try.
it down and see that there's even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grunka has twice as many as what you
Hang
see.
on. Let me just refresh. I'm gonna pause
Oh, God.
recording here until. Okay, there we go. All fixed. Right, Deja, you're holding a spell, yeah?
I'm holding the Sickening Radiance for the first hostile thing I see.
All right then. And better get my notes back up.
Oh shit,
can
I
you,
rolled high.
I know this is going to be a pain in the arse, but can you restart the Sirenscape? Because I just got it connected.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I have the spookum sounds.
Oh, this is so spooky.
So you hear out of the corner of your ear what sounds like whispers. The Doppler effect kicks in. Something is surrounding you, stalking you.
Isn't Sal also like lit up by a lantern?
Yeah, I'm surrounded by it. Actually.
Alright, so let me give
And I'm
you
emitting a 15-foot radius of light.
a torch that you can use. Go ahead and check your consumables.
That's
Already
what
on
I've
my
been
way.
measuring.
How do I use one? Do I just...
Just click it. Click it and consume like a potion.
Oop. Nice.
Shit.
Measuring broken. So. Oh, is this difficult terrain?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Something.
Oh god.
It's like I do one square to my right, and it's 15 feet to get to that square next to me.
It is
Iska.
a nasty ass marsh.
Alright. So, Liska, upon having all this happening, is going to kind of mutter to Valib's like, Valib, take this sword, go back, get on the cart. We're going to have to start moving very quickly. Get Bastion ready, and we need to start moving. And then Liska will, I guess, she will hold her action to, well, her. Yeah. She will ready an action to move whenever the steam hammer moves.
Okay.
That is her turn.
So good. What you doing?
One, I am going to draw out my hand cannon. Because, funnily enough, this is the perfect situation for it, because I can't see shit and I need a hand on a lantern. Surprising, isn't it, Janner?
Yeah.
And
So
I am
I'm just
going
gonna-
to
There
prepare
we go.
action to either bop somebody with a lantern or shoot somebody.
Okay. And so you see to the west by northwest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I can see it. So, you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Janner?
Yeah.
I'm not on the initiative order, I think. I can't see the initiative.
Y-
You're towards the bottom. You're third from the bottom.
Oh, okay. I can't see the list right now.
If
right click the combat tracker. Top right.
Right, there it is. Also, my initiative wasn't rolled with advantage.
Okay. Just roll again, and I'll update your initiative.
Let's see.
Oh, I missed because it is
You see,
Just out of my range.
you all see Sayun fire at something in the darkness.
They're here. And yeah, end of turn.
Okay. Roll your initiative again, Gokka.
I'm trying, I think. It's just the inni, right? Next to strength.
Just
Don't click it.
yeah, just roll a dex check then. Okay, so 11.
Alright.
Alright, next up. Deucalia. She's
She's
going.
in the wagon with them.
Yeah, she's in the wagon. She doesn't exactly know what's going on. She just saw Dajar kind of dart out. She's just gonna hold an action and to hit anything. Because she's on end, she's gonna hold an action to hit anything that enters and makes a hostile move against her.
Sounds good. Probably a good thing she's in.
Severe kind of notices something out of the corner of his eye. So do you, Sayun. A second entity. Here they come!
Oh no, it's going pentagram. Webby.
He's going to get behind Gurka. He's not going to do anything.
He's frail.
Severe is going to make an attack on the one he can see. He's a human. You can just about see it at the border of the dim light. You watch as the arrow just straight through, and you see this, Sayun, and you notice that small piece of radiant energy that tips the arrow seems to take hold and seems to burn away some of the edges of the shadow. The entity seems to recoil and tries to dip back into the shadows.
Can I do a ping as a reaction through my earring?
I'll allow it.
She's just gonna keep it short and simple. Everyone, use radiant or something. That's the best I got.
Alright, Gronka, what you doing?
Well, is it gonna rage? Let's see. One sec. Rage. Yes. Let's see, there's got to see anything, right?
You notice you saw Severe fire something off in this direction.
Alright, but I can't see anything.
Let's see, with your dark vision, go yeah. Well, you won't be able to see anything right now. No.
Yeah, because they seem to be sneaky little bastards. Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna step up and wait in action. For if something gets within range, I'm gonna hit it.
Alright. Let's see. Grunka, Vellum, Saoyun. You see something disappear behind this pillar. Some sort of figure.
What pillar?
Yeah.
Oh, down there.
How can we see it if it disappeared?
Huh.
Alright, so down there.
Angus, what you doing?
All right. Describe to me, what were we doing before we got into initiative? Because it wasn't right here. Were we just traveling through this area? Were we coming here to investigate?
We
So
were just traveling.
yeah,
I'm gonna continue to fucking travel. I'm gonna do it a little slower.
I think
Okay, so I don't hurt
Liska asked you to stop, and then just now told everyone to sort of make their way through hurriedly.
Yeah. She told Vellum to get back on the wagon so that when you moved, he could move as well. So that's kind of the situation.
Okay, so Steamhammer is 20 feet movement speed.
Time to see who he runs over.
Yeah. Probably not going to be able to dash due to the terrain here.
I can't move.
Sorry?
Well,
Because there's like a Webby and a Liska.
Liska ready in action to
Liska's
move.
ready in action to move.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm trying to rotate. No matter what I do, I will hit somebody. I cannot move. If I go over you, you get the effects of crushing treads and you get big McSpanky. So, I cannot move.
Not yet.
So he's gonna just lean over to the left side. Lean over to the left side and just go. Hey, get the fuck out of the way! As he starts gesturing over to Dejar. I ain't gonna sit here and just wait to die.
Sorry.
And again.
Alright, is that
No,
your
it's
turn?
okay. No.
Oh, okay.
He'll end turn when it's.
I'm gonna let me double check. Do I even have any? That's the Silver Hearth. Let me get my sheet. Yeah, no, I don't even have that. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is attempt to relight the little lantern that is at the front of my gun.
Alright. So that'll be an action to do so.
And it sure fucking is, boss. That's my turn.
Alright. You light the lantern that's just been extinguished. That's very
Sorry.
loud. I need to adjust that.
It was a reflex to close and open the door.
Alright. Vellum, what you doing?
When you do that, I can't see.
Sorry. I'm blind.
How dare you, you fucking cunt! No.
I'm kind of glad
I
you didn't
understand.
move because it gives me a nice bridge to get back to the wagon. Because everywhere else kind of sucks to traverse. So I'm gonna go. over here.
Bear in mind it's a 15-foot vertical.
I mean, it's faster than trying to go along this bit.
It is 15-foot vertical. You might. You will not be able
How high
to.
are the wheels? Or the treads?
The treads are about 4 feet.
You might be able to climb it, but it's still difficult terrain because
Yeah.
it's climbing. So
Yeah, let me.
bear in
put it
mind,
this way.
you are spending 15 feet. That's difficult terrain to get on top of it.
And then I can hop my way over. But if I move 1 square to my side, it's immediately 15 foot lost.
Which is
Yeah,
That's
kind
1
So I-
square.
of odd.
You could do that, and then you could action dash and get 30 feet, which would get you.
Yeah, that's basically what I had in. But we're trying to walk along the ground just isn't gonna fly.
Wait, hang on.
5,
Where
yeah.
did I? Okay, yeah.
So I move 5 here. It's 15. You said to climb up.
It's difficult terrain because it's climbing, so it's 30.
Well, I'm gonna dash regardless. So
Okay. So 30 of that is going to have to be to climb over this thing because it's not meant to be climbed.
Wait,
But once you're up top, it's a nice battlement.
yeah, it says 160 feet when I'm trying to. Why am I measured over there?
Because the ground is being weird.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
counting
it's
as
got my movement all the
ground
way
is-
over there.
it's not counting the thing as being not difficult terrain.
yeah.
And
Okay,
then
so
for some reason you're way over there.
we'll
We're having
say
an adventure today.
yeah. We'll say you'll be able to do that. So
Oop,
Just
I
stick you
moved
there.
as well. Yep. And would that be all my movement?
Unless you want to dash.
I did dash.
He has to dash.
Yeah, I have to dash.
It's
to get
30
up.
feet just to get on top of my thing.
Okay, so I spent 5 to get to the steam hammer, 30 to get up, so that gives me another 20 to work. So hopefully,
Gives you
just do a
another
quick measure.
25.
What?
Gives you another 25.
That's that's. Sorry,
You're good.
brain is.
Also,
Good job, Blake.
also just count it out yourself because the ground.
Yeah,
is
it's just been a bit weird,
taken
so-
to
Oh, yeah,
effect.
I am. I'm counting it out by square, not by what it tells me.
Yeah,
So-
and every third square is 10 feet because
Okay, I should have enough to get there.
yeah, you would have enough to get there.
Oh,
You kind of have to step over Bastion a bit.
there we go. Got it eventually. And that's literally all I can do.
All right.
No, Deshaun needs to get out of the way or she is going to be roadkill.
Bonus spell. I haven't seen anything. I lose the spell slot. Shit.
I have a question. Did Dejar see, like, this is just a question because she heard Sal shoot over here. She saw Severe shoot over here. Like, is she able to see this guy just out of the bear,
Let's see.
like Tim?
Just about, yeah.
So it could be said that you
Is that
used your
within or-
reaction.
Yeah, okay then. Cast spell.
Yeah,
What was the trigger?
I was
seeing a hostile creature.
Yep.
Sudden kaboom, sickening.
we've
Right.
seen them. So they don't have stealth on us.
That one didn't.
There's more than just him about, sadly.
All right.
So right about here.
Get ready to lag, everyone. Oh god, are there 2 of them? Okay.
All right.
Sorry, Grunka.
So this one needs to make a.
Oh, Grunk is in the radius.
Is it? Yeah. Gronka's in the radius.
Grunka's got him.
So it's a con save on their turn, yeah.
When it immerses in the spell for the first time, it starts a turn there.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, it needs to make a
Con
con
save,
save immediately.
Oh, immediately. Right. Okay. Con save.
Wait. Sorry. Wait. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I misread. No.
There's-
Sorry.
Nope.
No, it's on their turn.
It's one of
Sorry.
the weird ones that
Oh,
doesn't
it's
do that.
on their turn.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
On their turn. Yeah.
So we'll say that 10
Okay.
would be a fail for that one on its turn. Okay. As Dejar weaves this spell, this glowing epicenter of sickening green light radiates out from around this area, and you can see illuminated within is this billowing a figure, a shape, long, tattered, sort of billowing cloak of shadowy trails behind it. It opens its mouth with this shrill, unearthly howl. And you see a glimpse of some sort of dark, hollow eyes. A creature of pure shadow. Alright, is that your turn, Jujar?
I can have some movement, so
Look at that.
think I'll move all the way there. So. Right. Here.
Do you have like a ring of water walking or something?
No.
How are you not suffering difficult terrain then?
Because you are 3 feet up for some reason.
Oh,
That's the trick.
that'd be why.
Yep.
Hovering.
What the?
No, I have a spell of levitation.
I have that.
I have the
I
ability
haven't
of
used it.
airwalking.
Well, you have to move yourself.
Is she,
But
she
it's
really
fine. I'm
working?
sure Liska could just yeet you into the wagon.
Is she really
Yeah,
working?
Ring
No,
of water slithering.
This guy.
Bars. That's as far as I can go.
Yep.
Guy crawling.
It's a real sucky situation. Why do you think I climbed onto the team member?
Understandable. That's it. That ends my turn.
Can't
So,
you
Alright.
dash? Unless we're actually legitimately doing like the trains. Never mind.
Alright, so as you kind of begin to kind of slog your way through this fetid water, you can it's like moving through tar. And because you ended your turn in it,
Oh, whew. I saw a 12, but then saw a succeed. I'm like,
can't use Baha to end my turn for some reason. That's weird.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Thank you.
oh boy, I love when it's nobody's turn on the order. Because you know it's somebody you can't see.
Hate it. Thanks.
Well, hopefully they're in sick name radiance.
Good old radiation poisoning.
Yep.
I love that radiant damage is also for the most divine, heavenly beings, but also intense radiation.
Yeah, radiation.
You'll die from the light of the radiant.
The gods are just incredibly radioactive.
Yeah, it reminds me of like positive energy plane. Like
Okay.
it is so much positive energy that you instantly get cancer and explode. Just kills you.
Cancer and explode.
I literally.
That's not even a joke.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes, the
in-
exploding cancer.
Pathfinder in 3.5, there's a rule that you can be overhealed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and
Those are
if
the negative
something
energy.
else gets overhealed from it,
Right.
they do it the same thing. So it's a chain reaction. Good luck.
Let's see, Dejar.
Yeah.
There is a piercing shriek as you look towards your right, just to see this long tendril of inky darkness surging out towards you, as one of these figures
saw it,
barrels its way towards you.
Not the tentacles.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh fuck.
That moves fast.
They're speedy boys. Probably dash. Oh no, never mind. They did not dash.
Fuck you. Not having to do that.
All right.
That's a much nicer shield. Effect. Less laggy. Oh god, double bubble. Point in trouble.
You watch as this an ethereal hand attempts to pierce through you. You feel the sort of glance of ice that races across your skin, but you throw up a shield and it completely deflects this shadowy grasp. However,
Don't you, however, me.
I like that.
Oh, however I like.
Oh, however, whoever, and however I want. Hey, there we go. Fuck you.
Oh, you get fucked, boy.
It's like GrogCon, bro.
God, he's on fire now.
the creature is suddenly bathed in sunlight and lets out an unholy shriek. Shadow becomes bubbling and boiling flesh, and the robes of mist singe at the edge and begin to burn. And it
Fuck off from the sun system, you.
it attempts it looks like it's about to attempt to flee.
Good.
Alrighty then.
Used all its movement to get there. Burst into flames.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
We were headed. So it's my understanding that these obelisk and whatnot were on the path that we were taking, that we were walking. They
Yes.
weren't like off the path or adjacent. They're in our way. We have to go through them to continue, right?
There was. It seems as though this was the clearest path.
Okay. So, with that in mind, seems
And to
like-
score a goal.
oh, that is not what I wanted, but all right, fuck it.
All right.
Let's get moving.
You tread your way between the obelisks
So,
with some trepidation.
can I undo that? Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why had the measuring tool, and it's like, nope, you want to move.
Oh, you're not going there. Okay.
Again, it was weird. Okay, let's try this again. So that in mind, Liska is going to go hither. She's going to grab Gronka. Dash. Actually, wait, he's small. He's not going to fucking affect her movement. 10. Boop. So, and Grunk's, she's pulling him away. Yeah.
I was about to say, if it's the same corner you grabbed him on, he'd still be in range.
So,
Alright.
she will bring him there.
It's like, ooh,
Sorry,
fire.
Yoink!
Yoink.
You run through between the obelisks. Seems to be no immediate reaction.
And it's my turn.
We can make a cancer and die.
Mega kiss. All right. Sayum, what you doing?
Kaboom.
Shoot a bitch. The one down here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really?
I mean,
Really?
it's an awkward angle to try and hit. Totally. That's a good
The round just
I-
straight through it and plummets
I know what
into
I
the
need
inky blackness below.
next turn.
Okay. Let's see.
Let's keep increasing.
One of these shadows surges forward out of the darkness towards you, Vellum.
Oh, he is in for a surprise. Why is my AC not?
Yes, let's go to the brightest thing on the map.
What could possibly go wrong? Oh, load it. Well, I succeeded to save, right?
Should that not be with disadvantage since it's like in direct sunlight?
Tap the. Let's see. Double check the abilities.
I only ask because it seemed like the Shadow had disadvantage on their attack too.
Ah, yes. So let me go ahead and roll again. You can see.
Show me that net 20.
Right. Boop, boop. Misses.
Hey,
Okay, so
fuck you, son.
you can see that this creature just vacant of features. You can see the what looks like a face shadowed in some sort of metallic cowl. You can see the skin is pulled taut between the teeth, and as it surges forward, you can see some of the shadowed cloak is flickers and burns away.
Talia, I recommend you stay in. It is not good out here. The ground sucks and there's horrible monsters out
can't stay and do nothing.
Well, too bad. You're gonna have to.
Make a persuasion check. Dekalia seems to stay where she is.
The man ain't smart, but boy does he speak sense.
Right at the start of this creature's turn. It's a Constitution saving throw.
You already
17.
failed it, didn't it?
Radiation.
Oh yes, 10.
It already did.
Yeah,
failed
10.
it.
10. That was a fail. So, roll. Go ahead and roll the damage. Should be in the spell there.
Hold on, I need to scroll all the way back up.
40-10.
40-10 takes 26
26 radiant damage.
So,
One exhausted. Ooh.
you watch as the green light seems to burn away at the robes and the bubbling and boiling skin with a green fire instead of the sort of a bright orange, and it deals a lot more damage than you'd anticipated.
Oh. Good.
Though it doesn't seem to burst into flames like the others.
It's all radiant, but one is sunlight, one is atomic reconfiguring.
Yeah.
I mean, it still gets its turn, doesn't it?
It does, yes. My bad.
So, like,
skip
nope, it
your
just
own
takes damage. That's it.
Yeah.
Big damage.
It is going to flee for its life.
Mark.
Watch it out into the darkness.
Webby needs to get on the way. Oh no, the card. A basket cannot do anything because there is steam hammer. So I suspect
I don't
once
see him.
Angus moves on his turn, then I was.
Alright,
Okay,
Webby.
yeah, I just see the.
What's Webby doing?
Well, he's climbing up the side, and just climbs in through a window, isn't it?
Safety.
Right spider. Because he can walk climb, so he can just climb it up.
Climbing over.
Is he on the bastion on the backside?
Yeah, he's whatever he can be.
Yeah, so he's up top, technically. Because there isn't, like, windows.
Okay.
But yeah, he's up on the battlement.
Yeah.
He's got
I mean,
that
I guess
sick
he can
half cover.
He could technically be anywhere because he can just attack the wall. But yeah, he's up there.
Everywhere and no.
That's my boy.
Alright. Is that Webby's turn?
Yeah. Wait, let me just end this turn.
Alright, Severe. He's going to look down towards this shadowy entity. Go to the edge of the battlements. He's going to fire a couple of short longbow attacks down at this shadow. And you can see, whereas previously the arrow just went straight through one of these creatures, now it holds. It just thunks straight into this entity, the fleshy robe.
Damn, this music be fucking helpful.
And he's going to make another attack, multi-attack. Oh, he's doing well.
Yeah, someday it'll be going.
Someday.
Day.
Takes hard work to be that good.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Well, I think my rage stops now. Because I
Oh yeah,
haven't-
because he didn't take damage or do damage.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. So,
Badness.
just, how do I remove that?
You just go into effects and delete it.
Right, let's see.
We need to get you like a fucking alchemist fire and just bang on your head with rage.
Yeah. Okay, well,
So, if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn, you take damage since then. So, I mean, you could. This is your first turn. So, you at the end of this turn, if you don't attack something or take damage, then your rage would end.
Okay. So I'm technically still raging then.
Yes. You can hit yourself if you want.
Tempting.
Just a little nipple on the finger.
Yeah, just a little self-mutilation. I mean, okay, sure, fine. Just
I guess just punch yourself in the face is the least damage you can do.
Yeah.
Or just throw a rock at something from a distance. You don't have to hit. You just can. All you have to do is just attack.
I think.
You think?
I think therefore I'm angry. Okay. I was gonna say I think I actually have to attack a creature. I can't attack nothing. Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna punch myself in the face, deal
All
damage
right.
to myself.
So that's
Actually, I'll deal 3 damage to myself because I'm raging and extra rage damage. So
But
Yeah, but
don't
you
forget
also
that you
get
can
halved.
half.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's 1 plus strength plus rage damage times 0.5. Because also rage. You hurt more because you're raging, but you hurt less because you're.
I'm angry. If I hit myself, then I in the first, am I stronger? Okay. Whatever. I take 1 damage, and I'm gonna do this thing that I've never done yet. That. X is now burning and producing light.
nice.
Let's see.
Ironic.
Bright light within 10 feet, then likely 10, and Liska, you have advantage on resistance checks towards extreme cold. Don't you?
Awesome. Yep.
Alright, yeah. I think that's just it. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep moving, I guess. I'm gonna ready my action and follow Liska whenever she moves.
Okay.
Actually, did Liska actually put Krunka down, or did she just carry him?
I think she put Grunka down because he's fast. She just wanted to get him out of the swirling pain. So yeah, she put him down because he's faster than her technically.
Out of the piss light.
Sure. Okay, well, yeah, that's my turn. I'm just gonna ready action, follow this girl wherever she goes. Oh no.
Choo choo!
Oh no, it's Oblivion Glyphs.
Oh no, Moonspeak.
Uh-oh. It's gone.
Oh no. Well, something to remember for the next turn.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
All right. So, that's the end of your turn, yeah?
Yeah, I can't really do anything else, so...
Okay.
If I can't see anything, I can't be
Oh
angry.
boy. And for a spooky turn.
As you're kind of rushing over, Niska, one of these dark shapes appears out of the side of the out from the side of the obelisk. And because you did not see it coming, you did not see it, it was hidden from you. Gets advantage on you in the first attack.
I mean, is it attacking from range? Because as soon as it steps out, it's no longer hidden from me.
It might have an effect. Makes sense.
I mean, if it's invisible, sure.
Oh god.
Because the thing with hidden is you actually have to hide in things. Or hide
Yeah,
behind
you
things.
cannot hide in.
Unless you're a ranger.
Because I did notice that they lost a static effect, shadow clone or something like that, when they were in the sunlight. But maybe that's what's making it possible.
Okay, so Let's see. It would not get advantage on the first attack there. So 2 normal attacks on you, Liska.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Almost.
25 is not even close.
Nope. 24.
It's just pulling at your shield.
And it's gonna. Let's see, what was that?
Regret its
30.
life decisions.
Regret its life decisions, though. It's going to move away, provoking from you.
I'm going to attack it.
Alright.
So it gives me the full floor of
Jeez, yeah.
I thought we forgot to fix that.
Fix what?
The fact that it gives the entire weapons description and abilities every time it does an attack.
It's not showing up for me.
Yeah, me neither.
It is for me.
Going up for me. Anyway, so yeah, it takes 16 magical slashing, and
Alright.
it doesn't move.
And as with this swipe of your weapon, it's like hitting mist. Parts of it discorporate and smear away, only for it to seem unaffected, despite your enchanted weaponry. That's bad. That's very bad.
So even magic weapons can't fully whack
Unless it's radiant.
unless it's radiant.
They probably have resistance to everything that isn't radiant damage, regardless of magic.
Well, thanks to Sentinel, it's still not fucking going.
Yep.
So get fucked, shaky boy.
Let's see. It did hit with the attack, so it does not move.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, more of them. I thought it was toot time. Damn it.
So at
I was
least,
hoping.
yeah, you hear a shriek from behind the pillar, and as you're looking over behind you, Liska, you can see what's making the shrieking noise. A second one was also trapped within the effect of the sickening radiant spell.
Oh no, the fourth.
Good vote.
4. Nope. 4.
Oh, yeah.
So go and roll 4d10.
They're very healthy ghosts. Roll a 16 health, 16 constitution.
Give me 1 second.
Very sturdy.
They might be proficient in it. You never know.
Maybe.
They might be proficient.
Oh. 28.
FT.
Bitch.
The creature seems to ignite with green flames, which curl up its form. This long, distorted, horrid face. You can see emerging from the bright green light as it looks like it's attempting to escape, and it's going to. You watch as it disappears.
Calm down.
Angus.
Hey, let's see, which one? The point and shoot or the drop and forget. Point and shoot and drop or forget. He goes on the earring. Right, you got 2 choices: the point and shoot or the drop and forget.
We need
Which one?
context.
Whatever one
Light.
gets us moving.
Alright, then it's the point and shoot. So this should definitely be within range. No, that's a steam hammer, Dan. I keep opening the wrong street. That's a line. Is Liska way of that line? God damn it. Technically, yes. Alright, so I'm gonna have to use the movement for the steam hammer first, and then I'll be able to use my action and actually do a spell. Come on. Turn the rest of it. Alright, there we go. No, fuck. Help!
What are you trying to do?
The ground is very slippery.
I'm trying to move. Why can I not? I'm trying. Is it laggy?
I think so.
Where are you trying to move to? What square?
Movement is set to combat turn. Oh, I can't move the steam hammer.
Oh right, because it's not on the bloody initiative.
Technically not.
I'll go ahead and move it. Just let me know where you want to stick it. What
How
square?
far south can I get it?
About there.
There you go. Oh, and perfect. It was my elevated position, and now I'm not. God damn it. It's my elevated position, and now I'm not. Oh, God. No, God damn it.
Go.
God help me, please.
It just keeps trying to aim out the window when it's like got one of those bars holding it open and he keeps knocking it out of the way and it goes ka-chunk.
Right. Hello! He's gonna just sort of lean out his little pee-pee hole a little bit. A little ungauntleted hand covered in some flour pokes out a glowing fingertip. Traces a symbol in the air, sort of looks like a lady's face, the like little 3-point crown. Some fucking cursive dwarven runes underneath it. As he targets this guy. Hello! Goodbye!
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
that'll do it.
That's a 5-foot wide beam.
Should quick roll.
Place
Extra.
the beam.
Hey, fuck you, beam.
It's making an acute angle.
Oh.
No, that's not correct. I'm trying to move. That's not correct. Undo, please.
Oh
Yep,
no, it hit the mirror.
undo all.
It also
It's gonna
happens-
shine the armor to reflect it everywhere.
So try that again.
Help! It's stuck. I can't drop it.
Just click off of it and just recast the spell without using a resource.
Okay. Hi. I'm having difficulties.
Welcome to the club.
Please
So
stand
are
by while we deal with technical difficulties.
Oh, you figured
Magical
that.
card.
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
With the ability to change the size radius of my Sunblaze light,
Mhm.
that used to be a bonus action. I'm looking at the item and now it's changed to an action.
Sunblade.
I mean, if it's been changed to for
5e.
balance reasons, I'm fine with it. But
No.
pretty sure my memory is stupid.
I'm just double checking the official item here.
Because an action
you
just to
can-
change a light radius seems like
While the official item, while the blade persists, you can use an action to expand or reduce its radius by 5 feet.
alright. Well, I guess I remembered it wrong. It feels like such a waste of an action.
That's the
Does it
official.
come off of me for the line?
No.
I think it's because it says it channels from my hand, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm free to click over.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
it does.
sunbeam
So
horizontal, moonbeam vertical. Remember that.
There we go. Okay, so
Interesting effect.
we'll go ahead and use the initial damage that you rolled for that. So failed.
by the
um,
way, yeah, it has disadvantage if this is considered undead.
All right. Well, it failed anyway. So
Nice. So if it's the initial thing, then it's a 31 radiant.
oh, hang on. What?
He's not
What?
dead, he's unalive.
Did it take 100? Hang on. Let me just... Yeah, there we go. Okay, so, considering it was sunlight...
Or burning.
As you take out your hand and emit this tremendous beam of blinding sunlight, that like it's like Goku Kamehameha style. You incinerate much of this creature. It is looking hurt bad.
Damn.
As it shrieks out loud.
Brother, whatever you did, Jenner, I can't target myself or my... No, never mind. I'm a fucking liar.
But tell you what.
Alright.
I have one final thing I do. Okay.
Is he yelling at the enemy or the door that keeps slamming?
Yes.
Take it back.
As he yells out what?
Oh, pace your kill, you incomparable jizz trumpet deafened fool.
Why is he yelling at a death gun?
That's why he's yelling. He's got to make sure he hears him.
Alright.
LOL.
Okay, what kind of action is it for me to move this son of a bitch?
What happened to my template?
Oh, did it? Was it not supposed to disappear? Does it just remain?
Create a new line as an action. Okay, so no, I don't know if it remains, but I can create a new line as an action, which implies that the old one's still there.
Okay, so it was 40...
Even you're smart. What do you think?
It was 40 feet, wasn't it?
It says it's a beam, so I don't think it stays there. And it's 60. No, I don't think it stays there.
Attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, it would be... Let's see. I'll say for the sake of this, it will just be your action to control Bastion and move this.
Alrighty, well, that's the first thing I'll do.
Alrighty.
So, as far as I can get him, considering we're not a tank with treads.
Mm-hmm. Right,
So how far can I get him?
let me see Bastion's movement speed here.
I mean, he's a mountain boy, he can probably
Yeah,
get
yeah,
through
yeah.
some-
Just double checking. Bastion, he is, speedy boy, 50 feet.
Well, I mean, we'll get as far as we can, and I do need you to move the wagon.
Yeah, that's about as far as you can move him.
Well, that's good, because I can't get any further because there's a beer wagon in front.
Let's see.
And you know what? Just to say fuck everything nearby, it's a bit of a waste of a resource. But I'm gonna... Oh, there we go. I'm gonna action surge and increase my light radius
Nice.
to hit more of these fuckers and make it easier for everyone to hit. So this should change to 20.
Oh, nice.
20.
And no point using a movement action because I'm sat. So that'll be me.
Alright.
Alright. I'm going to if I can I can't even
Sorry,
can't move.
hang on, let me just...
It's on sour for some reason.
Yeah, I don't think it's going there. Okay, there you go.
Okay. I'm going to hop onto the cart for my move.
And technically, you're not provoking.
I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And why? After I do that, pull out my light crossbow and aim at the motherfucker.
Alright.
You win inside scenes. That does impose disadvantage on the shot.
Does it impose the disadvantage?
If you're
Yeah,
like
range.
right next to them. Yeah.
If you make
Yeah.
any ranged attack from adjacency. So even if you shoot somebody who isn't adjacent to you, if somebody's within 5 feet of you, you have disadvantage because they're blocking your basketball shot, so to speak.
I recommend dodging because we kind of don't want you getting whomped by the boys on Swarm.
Take one off the board or dodge. Burning. Try and take him off the board.
Okay.
Well,
Rip.
Don't shoot me.
it missed. Unfortunate.
Yeah, well, it was worth a try.
Yeah, and in return.
Alright.
Oh,
The creature is going to emit a shrieking howl.
Jumped on you, you can't put my light out. Ow.
Ooh. Well, that's shitty.
I'm gonna go ahead and Indomitable that, because whatever that. Last time I let a shrieking go through, that was a big ow.
Alright.
I'm going to use my sort of fate, cause fuck that.
Same here.
So-
I'm gonna try to fate that thing.
It's a wisdom save.
yeah,
Oh, it's a wisdom save, which means I don't need Indomitable. Fuck, I used a resource because I have my fucking mind stone.
Yeet.
Yeah, well, I've
Yeet.
It is a what now? Wisdom.
Wisdom.
I'm surprised that I do not.
I'm annoyed I forgot my mind stone. I kind of fucked myself.
Oh well.
Well, shit.
Well, lesson learned.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Caravan Fame.
Oh wait, Indomitable isn't a reaction-based resource.
Does a 15 save?
A 15 just about saves.
And
I'm
Can I
great.
can I attempt to use the Mind Stone? Because I don't know. Sorry, I'm reading the item. In a while.
Oh god, the caravan itself.
Caravan fails.
The Steam Hammer failed.
Oh god, yeah.
I've already made the roll. I can't.
Yeah, already done.
No, that's fine. I just I thought it was reaction-based Indomitable, but it's not. You can just do it without spending a resource.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Those of you who rolled, let's see, Angus, you've succeeded. Liska succeeded in that.
And if this is fear check, I'm immune.
Let's see. Yeah, you are.
I assume a 12 fails.
12 would fail, yes.
Yeah, then I'm still hit by it.
This is why I rage.
This is why I'm angry.
And with
If you're
that,
too angry to be afraid, death holds no power.
you watch as the creature seems to, as it retreats, it just phases through the both of you. You feel that chill through your hearts.
Oh, God.
Good thing I have the light of Alshin.
I do, but damn, that hurt.
And it's going to... There we go.
If he phased through us, so he provoked.
I mean, technically true.
Technically.
Yeah, I haven't used my reaction yet.
Alright then.
Well, it's good. I got
Fuck you.
if I fall out. That's why.
There we go. Disadvantage. What is? So I still hit.
Disadvantage. Ah, right, okay.
I might have been treating it as having its shadow cloak on, even.
Yeah, but...
Because it entered its shadowy form.
Yeah, so go...
Well, I mean, I hit anyway, so it's
well,
not like
you never know, it might be a crit, so roll
How
again.
can it enter its shadowy form though? If yes,
it would have been an 18, so it would have.
Okay.
Either way, it takes fucking radiant damage, that extra juicy undead fuck you damage.
That sun damage.
Sun
Mhm.
damage.
Sun radiant.
Sun radiant.
Skin cancer damage.
Yeah, UV.
Cancer.
UVA damage.
they're gonna need
UVB.
SPF 5000.
Harsh on his undead skin.
Right,
Oh
so...
god, it's back again.
As it's as you strike it, the radiant energy of your sunblade seems to hit far more deadly than what you've seen with the I've forgotten the fucking spell name. The sickening radiance there. There you go.
Yeah.
And as you strike it, you watch as its form seems to discorporate in a billowing black shadow.
Then it leaves. Oh God! What? Who? What? Oh, so many things.
What the fuck happened?
Fuck.
A lot of things lagged. That's. Is it big now? Why is it big now?
That's a big bitch.
What?
There's a huge silhouette here.
Yeah, hold on.
Wait, what?
He just died to me. I don't know what y'all talking about.
It did, but there's also a silhouette of a huge thing. It
Right
gives me
here.
fucking Darkwood vibes.
The fuck?
Was it stuck in your corner?
No. Look on my
What?
screen.
Okay, that should not be happening.
That's a...
Let me just
Kind of terrifying, honestly.
move
It
that
is.
away.
It's just like on its dying breath, it leaves a huge silhouette of itself that dissipates.
We just move that off screen, shall we? You watch as the form dissipates into shadow as the creature's burned away by your radiant blade upon that opportunity attack.
Right.
Right, let's go.
Alright. Well, this gentleman, upon being beamed, is going to be like, you annoy me. And she's going to... Yeah, she's going to attack it. At least once.
And as you swipe your blade, the burning tattered robes and the sort of burbling, burning flesh, the blade finally finds purchase.
And the tea.
Right.
And with
Going
that,
big again.
He just died for me.
It's kind of funny when
just shuffle
just
him off.
grow and then float away.
Just shuffle him off screen, shall we?
Yeah.
The creature dissipates in front of you.
Alright. This gives me like, okay. Well, that was nice. How is everybody doing?
We better.
Alive.
Good. And then she's going to lead. As soon as I remember how to. 80 fucking 5 feet. What? Why is it making me go all the way around?
It's
to
been
get to
doing
you?
that with this map a lot.
I
It made
don't.
me go like 50
I have
miles away.
no idea.
It's just
So,
let's continue and forget about it.
I think she would be right here. There you go. Maybe it's like this.
I thought I set the fucking terrain correctly.
Well, I mean, you know, it's been a while since you've done this sort of intense, difficult.
Say no, she can continue. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Counting because the thing's messed up. And she still has her torch.
Oh yeah, Grook is gonna like follow her because held action was to follow her.
Yeah. Okay. So again, let me go ahead and.
Thanks.
What you doing, Salian?
I'm in a bit of a tough spot because I think I can see one right here where my mouse is. Because to me it says it's 39 something feet up in the air or away from me.
It's
I
13.
think it's just away from me.
Yeah, probably 39 feet away from you.
8 to 10. That's 4.
But because I'm 8 feet up in the air and Vellum and Deshar are on 4, can I shoot it if it's still there?
Yeah, you can just about see it peeking around the corner.
It's
Yeah,
gonna have half cover.
Yeah, you would have half cover there.
Well, Let's see. It's an apparition, correct? Like a spirit thing.
There seems to be some sort of spectral essence to it, yes.
What happens if I cast a spell magic on it?
Only one way to find out.
I'll save the spell. Man, it sucks that I don't have something like magic missile, but oh well. Eat shite.
The fire seems to impact it straight square in the chest.
Alright, I take back entirely what I've said in the past about my gun being my favorite tool now. Firebolt, praise be.
Thank you. This is what we've been
technically
saying.
it is your gun still. Just,
Yeah, I mean, you are shooting through
Cantrips
your gun.
through your gun.
Yes.
Yo, who would have guessed magic is better than mundane bullet?
I just realized something. I could flavor this as a flare gun arm now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a
Welcome to-
happy camper.
Yeah, welcome to what we've been trying to tell you. Glad to finally have you with us, man.
Okay, I may be stupid.
That is
continue.
much damage as my 6th level spell.
Alright, is that your turn, Zion? Alright.
Hold on, somebody's at my door, so I'm gonna be up here real quick.
I'll take that as a yes.
Let's say yes.
Yeah, it's not like says.
How many of these fucking Scooby boys are we gonna have to drive through? Hopefully they'll just learn their lesson.
Let's see here.
Why am I dead? I'm not dead. That's somebody else that's dead. That's great.
Cool. Copium.
You hear Takalia yelling out, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I told you it was better to stay inside.
I am inside, this thing's inside with me.
Then hit it. Kick it out if you can.
And she's going to do exactly that.
Is that through the earring or is that just shouting?
That's just her yelling. She doesn't have any.
Oh yeah.
Good old ones.
You hear the shrieking of some of this apparition within the caravan.
They're dead.
No,
Is it gone?
no.
Right. When it's gone, close the fucking door.
It's closed.
Right, well, try not to die then. We're just going
Fucking Vellum. It's like, don't get out here, stay there. It's like, oh, you're getting attacked. It's a fight. Deal with it.
Well, I just thought she opened the door like a dingus. But it turns out
Literally
they can just
watches
phase
them
through
turn
the wall.
ethereal, phase through you, and go into your cart. Oh, by the way, hold on. Is that thing undead?
There is.
Sun metal.
Ooh, hang on.
It may not be able to face it.
Double check the stats on that.
I don't think it specifically calls that out.
Okay, yeah. Only if it physically attacks
think it does.
the caravan itself. Okay.
I've got to flashbang myself.
That's the
Yeah, me too.
Right. This from Grunker, as you're kind of rapidly dashing across the grounds here, you see emanating out of the shadows in front of you. There's another one of these shadows, and it lets out another horrific shriek. Its face warps, but you are both unaffected. And it's going to do, let's see, dim light, bonus action.
Yeah. It has anti-evil properties, but it doesn't specifically say it can't be moved through. Just if you get hurt by a trap or tries to break an item, it takes damage.
Right, Webby.
Oh well.
I tried, baby.
No, it makes sense. It's just mechanically gonna keep it fair. Fuck you, Gabbo. Hey, do Webby's turn, Gabbo. Oh no, has Gabbo exploded?
Oh.
No, but the enemy's
didn't
going
have
to.
the life. Your web is not gonna do anything. He's gonna sit there and he's just gonna dodge.
So he's going to hold an action to.
Just dodge. Action dodge.
Okay.
Or this becoming a regular command. Don't die.
Doge. Become Doge.
Yeah, so he's going to ready an action to strike at anything that he sees. And he does succeed when he's frightened. Grunker, what you doing? You just saw something apparate out of the shadows here, shriek at you, but you are unaffected and disappear back into the shadows.
I can't be angry at something I can't see.
You can be angry at the situation.
Yeah, I guess I'm just
Punch
gonna.
the situation.
Oh, I guess I got half cover, but I'm just. I guess I'm just gonna have to become Goth and be angry at the world.
Bug's a hostile creature, right? Punch the board ball.
Goth it up. It's alright. I don't fucking know, dude. I'm gonna take out my crossbow. I'm gonna put in the sanctified boltons. I'm gonna ready an action to shoot whenever the fucking ghost appears.
Alright.
And I guess because I put away my axe to this effect. Actually, I guess it's still on because I have to snuff it out with another bonus action. There's just on fire on my back.
I mean, it's not gonna like it's gonna hurt you.
That's true. Alright. It's just. Alright. Well. That's me happy.
Alright.
Get fucked.
Wishes.
Let's see here.
You put the ignite on the back.
The what?
Here again when I use it. The ignite and
Oh, just hit the ability again. It should come back on.
I did, but it didn't. Just do it again then. Nope.
For fuck's sake. Yeah. Did you manually delete it the first time?
Yes.
That's why. It's toggleable.
Oh, I see.
We'll deal with it later. Right, this out from the shadows, Liska. Another one of these shrieking shadows lurches towards you like this long tendril of shadow.
Oh, it doesn't have trigger Grunky's ready action.
It does.
Where is it?
Up
Oh,
there.
there he is.
I know.
There he is. I shoot him.
I know.
Hello, welcome to Arrow. Oh wait, fuck. Hang on, Gainer.
Yeah.
I haven't attacked from the inventory before. Do I just click the dice on the weapon?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, where the picture is.
8
Aw.
misses.
That's a shame.
Well, you tried.
That's a shame.
It just
have too many.
straight through.
I have too many weapons and weapon combinations for this combat UI. Okay, well, never mind.
Alright, it's going to do 2 life drain attacks on you, Liska. Both of them miss.
Adorable.
Now it's going to try to move away from you, prompting a reaction.
Oh, I went so
Yep.
well last time.
Maybe this is a different one, man. You never know. Suddenly, Slayer's Blade info.
I appreciate the play.
At this point, we should probably have like 2 versions of a weapon, one with an attack, one without.
Yeah.
One that has the
Um,
info, one that does the...
If you go to configure settings, go to system settings, collapse item cars in chat. Do you have that option?
Oh, the last one. Yeah,
Oops, item cards and chat. Save changes.
Ah, there we go. If you click the name, it'll collapse.
And I will. Let's just do this. Oh wait, I have to attack. Okay, well, I won't attack him, but next time. Let's see.
Nice.
The blade just drifts straight through.
But still, Liska's intent
Mm-hmm.
keeps it there.
Yes.
The moment I heard intent, and I'm like, what tent?
Angus, in your tank. What you doing?
That's right. I don't have to be a little sod. I've got a tank. Chugga.
Anywhere I want to go is a road.
Chugga. Enter cruise control.
Instead, use a brick on the pedal.
Just an iron chain wrapped around it, holding it in place.
If you're having trouble moving,
I
just
require.
Oh.
I can't remove it. Remember, I can rotate it, but I can't move it.
okay. So just ping on the map where you want me to move it to.
It's gonna go as forward as it can,
All right.
and I'm gonna shoot this son of a bitch. Let me make sure that I can without.
What? There we go. Oh no, you've got multiple covers. Hang on.
I did it. I have become powerful. Should be able to just clip it without getting these cut.
Let me just delete all those from you.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I'm clipping it, baby.
Fuck
And
your
now,
ball.
with
I'm
my
okay if you hit
concentration
me.
maintained,
Like, I feel like you probably should be hitting me. I'm just saying.
I understand. Forgive me!
Forgive me.
Oh, that's toasty. It's a con save. I'm good at those.
It'll be fine.
And what are you trying to do? Is it another
More sunbeam.
sunbeam?
Now,
Or
yeah, he has disadvantage as an undead.
yes.
Save.
So let me go ahead and re-roll that. Okay, so
Alright, well, 19 or 20. Take your pick on what side you'll roll. Alright, well, he takes that much.
Hold on, I have a question.
Yes.
I want to double check this just because it is something, and we rarely, if ever, use it for that. Let's see.
Are you gonna try an inspiration to make something roll worse again?
Maybe.
Gonna use your Thread of Fate?
Yeah,
I mean,
but Thread of
technically you
Fate.
could-
Thread of Fate can't.
You can do
Only inspiration.
negative.
Opposed.
No, it's not
No,
luck. I think only luck can
Thread
do
of
that.
Fate can fuck other people's attacks and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But not saves. Like attacks, yes, but not saves.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh yes,
I
yes.
think it does both.
Yeah, I'll double check. Icon of Fate.
Yeah. Alternative, when an attack roll is made against the creature, the one who has the Thread of Fate, it can expend it and make them roll with disadvantage.
Right, okay, so it's attacks.
Only when you're getting attacked. So.
If you choose reroll.
So, not saves, unfortunately. But still, 28 radiant damage. It took half of that, and it took 28 radiant damage. Still.
Good old vulnerability.
You must die.
And its shadowiness is gone, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, don't forget it's sunlight hypersensitivity.
Yes.
Oh no! And it's radiant, so take 10.
Yep.
Yes.
Badly injured.
You have chosen death.
Hold on.
Yep, all done. Bellum, you're up.
All done.
Jajar, take the reins. I need to focus.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spend my action to increase that there light radiant. It is currently at 20 to 20. Changing it to 25 to 20. Should be it. Should be in place.
Well, it
Anything-
seems like
it's-
it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, it's literally all I can do. And Jajar is now driving, so I recommend using that. Oh
Right.
hey, yeah, I forgot I was
So
frightened.
you shrug off your frightened
Ringlet
effect.
is no longer here.
Deja.
I'm trying to take the raids. What do?
You spend an action to drive.
Yep, just spend an action. So,
Okay, I'm spending action to drive.
all right, we'll just move it as far as Bastion can go. There.
There we go.
Yeah, Bastion.
Now I'm a beacon of fuck you to everything in a
Oh yes.
quite sizable radius. One more turn and then I can take the reins back. I needed that action economy and I didn't want to stop it.
I know how to deal with this. Help!
Okay, Bastion's cool like that.
It's fine.
Yeah.
He knows that we need to get the fuck out.
I am a turn. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Well, this gentleman in front of me seems to be rather injured.
Fully corporeal.
So I'm gonna swing at a bitch.
Oh no, it's a very rare crit fail.
It's alright. I have other attacks.
Oh no, he's big again.
No, he's small.
He is small and dead.
The creature disperses and perishes back into shadow.
He's dead if you're already dead.
Super dead.
Did anything happen to Gronko with that fail?
Yeah, he
Something
took
is
he took
good.
14 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good. I suppose I have that.
Alrighty then. With that, Liska is going to
You hear?
continue.
There's more creatures out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and you want to burn. Their survival instincts should tell them to fuck off.
You all bitches. So we'll continue onward.
And your light highlights another creature who's attempting to hide in the shadow.
Liska's going to see him, point, and be like, "There's one," and then she just like point to all the people with fucking radiant fuck you damage. Let's see. She's done her movement. She can't attack. All right. Yeah, that will be her turn.
You're still concentrating on that sickening radiance Jar.
I think I will drop to right about now.
Okay, so next turn.
Yeah.
Sagan.
Well, no, you can instantly drop,
Oh, you can?
like, no matter your turn. Yeah, it's free
You
action.
just stop thinking about it.
Oh, well, fair enough.
I'm
There you go.
I'm concentrating on driving, so
Yeah,
my
fair
mind
enough.
is elsewhere.
It's hard because if you don't have proficiency, that might make complete sense. Also, I just saw the new card. I really like it.
I love it.
Alright, Sagan, what you doing?
Can I spy with my little eye any fucker that needs some fire?
You saw one. That's just been highlighted by Liska.
Alright. I'm gonna move it within the wagon or the thing. So I'm up here.
As
So
you
you get the turret.
Teeter right on the edge.
And I'm gonna basically lean out, gun out, and just go.
Another fireball. There you go. The creature is impacted by the fireball, despite being this blurred wisp of shadow. It seems that fire is effective against it still.
And with that, Sao is gonna lean back into the tank because I'm not about to get caught outside. So
So you're up on top.
yeah,
All right.
but I was leaning out of the tank to get a shot.
Oh, so you're on one side of the
Yeah, and now I'm back in.
Alright.
What is it? What is it now? I lack permission to end turn.
There we go. Let's see here. A wisp of shadow enters the side of your vision, Armgrim, before impacting into the side of the steam hammer.
Do you really want to do that?
And you see behind you,
Oh,
or rather, you feel the chill of the air behind you.
yeah, okay. All right, let's fucking go. No, I don't. Sort of fate that.
All right.
Also, why is there no light in the tank?
Oh, there should be. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, because I can't see better. I just want to.
There, sorry.
Yep, there we go.
And also,
Fantastic. I don't
Argrim,
know
while he's
if that
concentrating on
affects.
Sunbeam, also emits a 30-foot radius bright light of sunlight. So
Oh shit,
So-
does he?
Can he enter into that sunlight if it would make him corporeal and then get stuck and immediately shunted out of the object?
Well, never mind then. So,
awkward.
so instead,
So he slams into it, goes, "Oh shit, there's lights in here," and bounces out and takes damage.
So I did.
Fuck you.
I did not know about that effect.
It's okay, he wouldn't realize that either. Fuck you.
He wouldn't actually.
Show me the bludgeoning damage.
That's an entirely
Show
fair
me
point.
the bludgeoning damage.
That's an entirely fair point. Yeah. Without realizing it, he is just. Yeah. He slams into the side of the into the side of the steam tank, phases through it, and is immediately bathed in sunlight. As Angus is just this beacon within the tank, you can see through the various slots, the side slots, and the entranceways to the turrets. Just this beams of light coming out from the inside. Right as the creature enters. Angry bagpipe noises.
Well, no, to be fair, he might be able to enter. I don't know if he'd be absolutely shunted out. He might be able to enter, and then he becomes corporeal.
I feel like this is the case of you opening the door to a hot oven and just being like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is very much that sort of
Does he
situation.
stay in and do the scream, or does he go, "Oh fuck," and live? Because either way, if he's going to actually do the scream, now that you realize that, I will spend my thingy, my reroll,
Right.
and I will do that to reroll that wisdom saving.
You would
throw.
still hear it when you're in the driver's seat. There, you can still hear from the outside the shriek. So that
doesn't require line of sight or line of effect.
No, this one doesn't require line of sight. This one only requires you to hear it.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and features. No, it's inventory. That's weird. Use thread of fate.
All right.
And wisdom save. 15. Hey, that makes it.
Yeah, 15 makes it. So you can go ahead and delete that fear effect off of your sheet, your effects tab. All right. So.
I'm just gonna delete mine too because I'm mean.
So that having just been bathed in sunlight is going to just fly away. Doesn't really. That's at the beginning of that. Sorry, this will be the end of its turn. Okay. So at the end of its turn, as it ends its turn in dim light,
What are these creatures doing this? Say,
sorry.
Yeah. Well, it moved up to this, did an action, and then did out. Does it have enough speed to actually do that?
40 feet.
Because
No.
it's got like 100.
Oh.
Yeah. Even if it was able to hover and ignore difficult terrain, I don't think it can do that.
So let me go ahead and do that and undo the damage. Here we go. Okay.
Oh god, I'm on fire.
Also, what is the light that Grunka emits? 10 bright?
10 bright, 10 dim.
Let's see this
And I do 30 foot bright.
shrieking shadow. You hear from the back of your caravan, Dejar and Vellum. It disappeared.
Good.
Not. Oh my god.
it's like tell her to get out where there's sunlight.
Oh, yes. Actually, out of character, the sunroofs, are they outdoor opening or indoor opening?
They're outward open.
Out.
Okay,
If it was
so
in,
really
Nita
something
could stand
open
on top
from
and
the
do it.
outside.
No, from the inside, they swing up and out and open, so that way something can't stand on top and fall in. Defensive.
Okay. Because for some reason I thought of it having glass.
So what are you trying to tell
There
her?
is.
Tell her to open the flaps, and then that should be able to get some sunlight.
Right. And with that, she's going to use an action to open one of the windows.
And
the
since
roof
even
things.
with me being in the driver's seat, it should be high enough and a good enough angle to lead into.
Not quite.
Well, I will stand up on my turn.
All right.
I mean, again, she can get out.
She can, yes. It gives her an escape option.
Yeah, she has movement. She can climb out.
So yes, I mean it's down to her.
And
whether
she's going to. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, coming out on the roof in the sunlight seems like a slot.
Yep.
And with that, do have a lumen lantern, so we can't devour the light on that.
If I
Yep.
Yeah, schmear.
Look, eventually they're gonna learn their lesson. Stop trying. Just let us know.
Yeah, eventually they're gonna be like, wait a minute, I have more than 4 int. This is an awful
every
lot
time
of.
we go near them. That's bad.
Webby.
Yeah, this is an awful lot of not good for me.
more than 4 inch, I don't know, man.
Kind of brain dead.
Yeah,
they're dead.
They kind of feeling like
Well,
tubing.
That's
Even wild
entirely
animals have
possible.
more sense.
I've seen a player play with a character with fucking 6 int.
They have no int. You can't have int if you don't have the brain. They're ghosts.
What's Webby doing? Just sitting there? On dodging?
Yeah, he's just
Always.
he's not doing it.
Let's see. What can Severe see? Oh. Yeah, why not?
He's severely limited in this site.
He's going to make 2 longbow attacks on this individual.
Gonna
So
try-
I have a question, Janner, because I'm curious about this.
Yes.
Particularly given, like, it made me wonder about the, like, arm grip Angus being frightened. So, frightened usually, like, you have disadvantage on your attacks if you can see the creature that frightened you, but since they keep disappearing and or dying, like, does he have
If it
disadvantage?
disappears, yeah. If it frightens you and you disappear, you've lost sight and it comes back, how do you know it's the same thing?
Well,
Fuck object permanent.
Well, there's multiple. I'm scared of that one, not that one. But that one just disappeared. And
think it's like
they're blinking. Am I
You're
scared of
attacking
all
I
of
feel
them?
like it's
so
a
you probably
spiritual
can't.
effect. I feel
Yeah,
like it's a
I'm
yeah.
scared of
magical
nothing.
effect.
Let's,
So,
let's
but-
maybe discuss this after.
Yeah, but you do
Yeah.
still have to be able to see the one that frightened you in order to have disadvantage on your attacks.
yes. Let's see here. Because I think I think this was the one who did it. Because
This is the screamer. I've had it targeted, by the way.
yeah. Okay, so
And he's still all.
There's been a lot of screams, that's why I was asking.
That's fine. This is the burning one that got a face full of oven.
yeah, which has sort of emboldened Severe to sort of not approach it, but sort of around perpendicular to it and sort of make an attack.
You got it on the second?
Yep,
Get fucked.
and he does succeed. He's frightened. Ronka.
Yes.
It's a burning
Let's see, I have a bunch of cover bonuses.
Probably shouldn't.
Thanks.
What kind of darkwood ass shit is this?
The best.
Alright, so I'm gonna go to him.
He is now.
This one's like burning and corporeal and shit, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna hit him.
Give him a whack.
Yeah. Bricks.
There. Nice. Each time your hits are connecting, as this the what was once shadow is now flesh and is now bubbling and burning.
Nice.
Is that your turn?
Yes. What's going on?
Oh,
Hang on, I can't move. What happened?
we just there we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Janner didn't wait for you to say yes.
Oh, okay.
This is why I just hit my button.
Gonna.
Just gonna remove the dead combatants.
gonna do that. And before you say it's getting an opportunity attack, I'm gonna use the bonus action disengage because I'm
All right.
got that
bubble.
got that feature. So I moved out of the way from the tank so I don't get squished because I don't want that.
Okay. Angus.
Oh, I still have attention.
Ben,
If you wouldn't mind getting fucked.
do me a little bit of favor. Get a time.
Die.
But I'm already
Come on.
as dark as I can go.
Damage. Damage.
Damage.
I'm clicking the button.
What are you trying to do?
Some
Oh.
beam again, I think.
Oh,
What?
because I had him targeted, but it untargeted. Nice. Damage. Christ help me.
Lordy, help me.
I'm trying
Christ
to
has no power here.
damage.
You have
Damn
no
it.
power here,
What?
dwarf.
Okay, what are you trying to do? Let me help.
I'm trying. I have hovered over
Trying to hit him
the
with
spell
Sunbeam.
I'm using. I'm trying to hit it with Sunbeam. I hover over. I click the roll damage button, and nothing. It was working before. Can I click info? No. Can I click standard roll? No. I can't use my character sheet.
There you go.
Oh, fucking
Damn.
Big McSpanky, dude.
Eat shite
And
poo.
with that, the creature disperses.
Don't
Got big
get on my feet. The steam hammer goes forward.
All right.
I just
Choo-
realized disperse
choo-choo.
into reads as disperse into Constitution saving throws, and it just seems very apropos.
Sorry, that should be disperse into shadow. I don't know why it's blocking out the word shadow.
Because there's all this light around.
Yeah. Can't disperse into shadow when there is no shadow.
You all done, Angus?
Yeah, that's it.
Going to my full maximum 30-foot by 30-foot.
This beacon in the darkness. The two beacons of Angus and Vellum. All right, Dejar.
This frighten won't go away, by the way.
I'm
Apparently not.
Succeeding on
using
the
my
save, but
action.
the frighten doesn't go.
I'm still gonna continue using my action
Oh, that's
to
weird.
drive.
You can have back the
Vellum-
reins on next turn. I'm at maximum light.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit.
So move, then hand them back. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Ah. Okay. Okay. There you go. And in turn.
Let's go.
Alright, let's go. We'll continue on. And she will dodge, which she will use. Let's- Yeah, get fucked. Try to hit me, bitch.
Alright.
That's your turn.
Sayan.
Can't really see anything. I should make actual deployable flares.
Like,
Note for later, make actual deployable flares I can shoot up into the air to have a bright light source.
Yep.
For now, I am going to hold action to shoot at any shadow that I can see that comes my way.
All right.
Why does it keep saying I fail? It's
It's kind of
fucking
boring.
annoying. Are
You
you?
have double frightened.
Double
Oh
frightened.
no, I'm scared.
just get rid of that. Yeah.
Have to have learned that lesson. Goddamn. Got 2 constantly moving beacons of sunlight. And every time their friends come in, they get fucking slaughtered.
Yep. Listen, some people do not learn,
No, you don't.
and that's why they're dead.
Can't see them. Don't see anything. Keep an eye out.
Well, let's make the most of this lull and get the fuck out of here.
Yes. Tijara agrees.
Roll the attack.
You see, or rather, you feel cold behind you, Liska. And suddenly,
Okay, blue.
out from the ether,
Still a fail. Out from the ether, it sucks.
Ah,
Cool.
Bonjour.
Do I get to shoot it now?
Bonjour.
yes, that
Yeah, it should be.
triggers your ready action.
Oh,
No.
come on.
It happens.
why is it a
And the
disadvantage?
animation still hit
It
it.
shouldn't be a disadvantage because it's not in shadowy darkness, because Liska has a lantern and it's in my torch lantern light.
But not sunlight.
Oh. Big
So,
Wait. Oh.
so only sunlight? Yeah, I guess sunlight broke. Wait,
Yep.
but all my attacks have been at normal then. I don't understand what's happening. Oh well,
It's done.
it
It's
happens.
Ain't gonna stop me from shooting more later.
True that.
And let's see, use his action to 2 attacks, whiffed both times, and it's gonna make a dash. Oh, well, not physical dash, but it's gonna make. It's gonna.
It is in 30 feet dim sunlight.
Dim sunlight.
Yeah, it's,
Sunlight is still sunlight, dim or not.
yeah, most sunlight gives
It
a range of
sheds a bright
range of
light
dim.
30 radius and a dim for an additional 30. This is sunlight.
An additional.
Yep.
See, I've got a tool here which lets me see the radius of light. Let me show you.
Sure. So do it 60 out from me. All of that is sunlight.
Yeah, because mine goes 30 bright, 30 dim, so I have 60 bright, but he's further forward,
Yep.
so... That's why I keep
Damn.
saying 30, 30, 25, 20.
As far as I can see, the Shrieking Shadow is within 52 feet of me.
It's either sunlight or bright light. So far it's been sunlight. All of the sunlight I produce, regardless of its light level, is considered
Oh, it's
sunlight.
from you. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Never
It's
mind.
me.
Never mind. So as it appears.
Shooty shoot.
Well, I still think the first roll would have been a 1. So
Yeah.
even if it was just normal. Son of a bitch!
As it appears, you sort of angle the shades on the front of your steam hammer, Arngrim, to beam it with sunlight.
You shouldn't have done that. You
So-
should not have done that.
Are you gonna try to run away from me, friend?
He is. Oh, it is. So
Alright,
provokes an opportunity attack.
Whack
let's see if it hits.
Oh,
Yep.
sure.
There we go. you,
No, you stay.
you just threw your sword at it.
You bitch.
Like, alright, yeah.
And it stays where it is.
Things keep attacking Liska. They never
Maybe
learn.
dodging.
Maybe dodging. Severe is going to kind of see the apparition appear, bathed now kind of this sort of beacon of fiery light. He's going to make a couple longbow attacks. That one hits.
Don't suck.
2 hearts.
Hey.
Oh,
Now he's big.
there we go.
Any more?
Alright, that solves our problems.
Disappears into shadow, defeated. And as you continue your trail, your convoy, there seems to be no immediate threat.
Vellum is going to take a minute to hop into the wagon, just to do a sweep, make sure there's no spoopums hiding around. Just like even waving the sun symbol, making sure there's no invisible ghosties about.
So you kind of open up the back. You see what looks like this great big blotch of inky darkness kind of staining one of the beds. You can see the remnants of its form, seemingly
fucking wash this.
scattered up the walls. Black ichor. What appears to be the remnants of its being.
Just got this
Sure.
thing.
The Jar's gonna call back there. Everything good?
Yeah, it looks like it's dead. And then we go. Just had to be sure. We didn't want to just continue onwards with this.
So, if you wish to take some time to sort of gather what scattered remains there are.
Nah.
No.
We want to
Does
get out of this
anyone
region
see
as
any of
quickly
those
as possible.
wisps?
I'm gonna try and look to see if there's any wisps.
Yeah,
Do
we've
that.
we've
I'll
Go out
be
for the
driving.
wisps.
I don't want to be here.
All right. Make a perception check.
Black dots.
I am going to, over the earring, specifically ask Grunka. Grunka, with your special eyes, will you take some jars for me and go see if there's anything to catch?
Oh, okay.
That's me, lad. Speaking of special eyes, I'm gonna turn off the sunlight and instead be like, hey, buddy,
Thanks.
go have a look. It's in
I'm
a
gonna
book.
keep mine on because it doesn't affect inside the cabin.
Metaphiles.
Oh, you mean in general over the battle? I'm kind of hesitant to turn mine off while we're going through this area.
Smart.
Well, I don't want to blind Grunka.
Let's see.
Ah,
Saoyun. In the very, very distance, you can hear the Doppler effect of the whispers of more of these creatures. They're keeping their distance.
With that, Sal will
dare not
do
approach.
her duty and ping everybody with an earring and just go, alright, there are more of them out there and around, but they're staying their distance, but we should be ready.
Yeah, I'm keeping this up. Sorry, Grugs.
That's okay.
I'll momentarily. Sorry. Continue, Grover.
Should I go out there even though there's more of them out there?
I'm gonna look.
You
one-
know what? No. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
While they are like, well, it seems like we're gonna take a brief pause, like not a long pause, not like a short rest or anything. But while this seems like this, Liska's gonna look around and then she's going to come running back, like charging, and then she's just gonna hold her shield up and do a full body, like shoulder slam into the obelisk to see if she can topple it over.
All right, make an athletics check.
Right. No big bitch energy. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
All right.
Destruction of
Just
property
checking
is
to see
a
if
worthwhile
I
goal.
had
Yeah.
24. You clang into the stone, and you watch as parts of it seems to crumble away, fall away. The top half of it slams against the ground. Half of it's still standing. It was a sturdy old ruin, but you've definitely broken it in two.
She's gonna keep that up. Like, she's gonna like take a step back and then just like another running charge.
All right.
Like, into it to try to knock, because it seemed like
I have a
most of the
question.
riding was on the lower part, right? Or was the entire
It was
obelisk?
it was
riding?
the entire obelisk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, would an 18 succeed?
What?
Because that would be if, hypothetically, would an 18 athletics succeed for this? With her size and everything? Because that's what just an average would be. And as we approach time, it could save us doing a bunch of rolls over.
Yeah. 18. Not you're just narrowly failing that on an 18.
Okay.
So with unfortunately with the amount of the brief time you have, you wouldn't be able to sort of knock down the rest of it. But you did some significant damage to this thing.
Yeah. So again, the first end, because Grunk is doing this brief thing. Sable's doing his thing, and Liska does this, and she knocks this one down, and then you see her kind of like give it a look, a shrug, and then she runs, does like a vault over this, and then slams into this one.
All right, another athletics check, please. This is going to some total effort of what you're able to deal damage with
Don't have
this.
inspiration on this one, but fuck this pillar.
13. You.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Luck. I'm gonna use my thread of fate.
Okay.
Quick question.
No question.
Sure.
Only bashing.
What is your question?
After the bashing. The spells, the two-layered spells, did I recognize any of them?
You're not quite sure. You may have to do an identify for this.
I recommend not sticking around. We're already pushing our luck here.
Yeah.
Because those guys haven't gone. They're just kept at bay for now. There's still a lot of them
mean,
out there.
It's a ritual, so we have.
It's
how-
10 minutes of a ritual when
Yeah.
there's spoop 'em
Damn.
out there.
Okay, yeah. So she
Yeah.
comes in
When we're
like,
counting by the seconds.
yeah, and hits this one, sees it go down, like kind of puts her hand on it, kind of tries to shift it a bit, just like shakes her head, like huffs, and then it's gonna come back over and lead us. They did what that good.
Yeah, and Velen's been doing his sweep while we've been moving because it doesn't involve him staying in one place. He went in the back, checked for monsters, and then we still while moving.
Here's a quick question. How long does a rubbing take?
Like 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, maybe.
You want to get the details?
Yeah, maybe I'd probably say 30 seconds.
I'll try to do your
Hey man,
seconds
it's
on
been a
the
while.
You could.
on the spell.
All right.
With the parchment.
All right. You take some parchment, bit of charcoal. Do a very quick rubbing, quick as you can.
Yeah, since I'm staying in this place, I can identify it later.
You feel or rather, you can see your breath. Is growing colder the longer you linger here, but you are able to
Yeah,
eventually get that rubbing.
Right.
Do you want to do that to the other one as well?
Yeah, what's left of it.
Velen's gonna emerge from the back, just wondering why we've stopped. She's like, hurry up!
All right.
Get
Trying.
back into the driver's.
You hear the in the distance.
I don't know what place.
And eventually you come away with that brief sort of charcoal rubbing of the second pillar, and you hop back onto the wagon.
A little warning next time, Dejar.
Okay. I don't know if we might come across this again. Something across the road. Might as well be prepared.
Gonna point at all the eyes in the darkness, I assume.
You can. Well, there's no eyes in the darkness, but Sayun, you'd be able to
feel it.
You would definitely feel and see these brief wisps of dark black smoke, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah, he
You
doesn't
see-
even say anything. He just
I have
directs
a
your
question.
attention to that, and then we're going.
Janner,
Mhm.
a cantrip can be fired once a round, correct?
Yes, every 6 seconds.
Every 6 seconds.
And you're just firing wildly into the
So
darkness.
just gonna be taking pot shots.
I could.
All right,
I'll probably shoot out a few.
All right.
I'll give
As we're
3
moving,
shots
yes.
just so.
Listen, I'm moving.
Yeah. But I'm gonna.
Sorry.
Everyone's moving.
probably be
The
shooting-
tank is going forward. The
Good.
tank can't see behind it. The tank did not stop when you stopped.
Wee.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's
Sorry for getting a little tense on that, but it's like we're all sitting here doing all these things, and there's like 10,000 shadows in the darkness ready to jump us.
As you all begin moving, the tank chugs forwards. Sayun, you begin firing off your gun in the darkness. These bright lights of firebolts kind of scattering across the muddy ground. Occasionally, one is just snuffed out by one of the dank dark pools, and in the brief light that it emits, you can see maybe 2, 4, 8, 16, 20, and they just seem to be lingering in the borders of the sunlight. And they just seem to stay there, watching, waiting. You hear once again the sort of Doppler effect as they seem to surround you. And
Well,
eventually,
we're moving.
yep, you're moving. You keep a quicker pace this time. You continue moving and moving. Eventually, the darkness begins to lift somewhat over the next hour or so. No other shadows are risking approaching you, thanks to Velim's Sunblade. This beacon this beacon of light in the darkness before eventually the darkness is subdued. You no longer hear the whispers and of shadows
These
and
asthmatic assholes.
Maybe that's what killed him.
sounds of shadows and horrid things in the darkness fades as you leave these shadowed realms. A few more hours go by. You kind of think back to the events that you've just been through.
Oh boy, I'm gonna remember to use my fucking brain.
Well,
jam.
I am traumatized by shadows.
Okay, good. My gem doesn't explode, so I get this with advantage.
I just want to say,
Advantage.
because I wasn't going to say it in the middle of the combat, Liska never rolled on any saves below a 20.
Yeah.
She, on all her wisdom saves, all her con saves were all
I'm glad
20
you
or
didn't
above.
say that.
Oh
combat.
boy. You know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna use my inspiration. I don't want to be sad. I want to keep my streak going.
Alright. We just click the
Oh wait, I have
wisdom
Icon
thing?
of Fate, don't I? Can I Icon of Fate?
Yeah, you just click the D20 in the chat there.
Oh,
I'm gonna
I'm
Icon
gonna
of
flash
Fate.
of genius myself.
All right.
I'm gonna Icon reroll.
Because I can.
So that's +4. Okay. So that's 13. 4. You just narrowly succeed with your flash of genius.
Okay, I'm re-rolling, Jaina. I forget, but with Thread of Fate, do you still get advantage that's initially applied onto a roll?
Yeah, you just roll an additional one.
Okay, well,
16.
I don't know
Just
why
roll.
I typed it. That's supposed to be with advantage. I don't know why I typed it. I have a button. 16, I guess it's 16.
Okay, so either way.
Good job, buddy.
Alright. So,
Not to succeed. Do I need a flash of genius?
you just narrowly fail.
Can I get a flash of genius, please?
Yeah, you just did a reaction for him.
Do I burn my
So,
inspiration
I've-
as well?
So
How
I'm just
important is this
curious,
street?
why? So it says you rolled a d20 and you got 17. Wouldn't you just add that initial roll and your proficiency
D20
bonus
is
if-
for my mind stone exploding.
Oh, okay.
So
Then you
16
rolled,
plus
you rolled the
6.
16.
Explodes.
So the
It's
16
22, you
is what
win.
you got. So yeah, you
Oh yeah,
passed
it
that
does succeed. I
16.
forgot about the bonus.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you don't.
Look,
It's been a
Himbo out.
while. I succeed.
Himbo out.
Okay, so you
This is
succeed.
great.
Yay! I'm sad. It continues.
Alright, Grunker, make your wisdom save.
Sweet.
12. Right. It is a... Oh, you didn't use the... But okay, fine. That is a fail. So, Grunker and Deshar.
Oh boy.
So, Deshar.
Ah, this is.
Alright. So as you begin to find a place to set up camp for the night, I know we've gone a bit over, but I would like to leave off on a note. You begin to set up camp for the night. Okay. Having left the shadowed marshes, is there anything you'd like to do before watches, or shall I just go straight into them?
Yeah, I need to work on making something.
Okay.
I don't have anything particularly pressing.
Okay.
Definitely gonna insist Akalia get an early night because she is still haggard as shit.
Mm-hmm.
He failed her wisdom save last time.
Did you succeed this time?
Is she?
Oh, yes, let's see. Some save. Nope.
Nope.
Still tired. Still a tired lady.
She actually gains another point of sorrow.
Oh no.
Oh.
We're gonna wake up to somebody hanging from a noose one of these days.
If it gets bad enough, probably.
Jar has questions for Angus.
Sure. You will find him with a smithing apron.
Not to
anything-
make this
Mhm.
a thing, but
Mhm.
Janner's like, I want to do a quick thing
Yeah.
before we wrap up. Can this happen when we start
Yeah.
next session?
Yeah,
Sure.
because I feel like it's gonna be a whole conversation.
Well, it'll be
Yep.
when, yeah. Same deal for next week. I'm
Okay.
gonna be.
Yeah,
a
we'll
couple
have a morning
behind,
chat
but Yeah.
Okay, we'll do.
I won't be there for that, so it's whenever we have a moment.
Okay. So,
Alright.
Yeah. So let's leave on that. No, yeah. Just I will do a smithing thing. We can roll that later.
okay.
Do what you want to do for your narrative.
Okay, so I guess setting up watches then. First off, we'll go Sayun and Liska. So Saryun, go and... Oh, yeah. So Saryun, go and make your perception check.
9.
26.
Nice.
Alrighty. So the night seems to go on without much issue for now. The your mind sort of wanders a bit, Liska, but what those obelisks could have meant, what they would have done, what was their purpose. Saryun, you just sort of keep an eye out in the darkness for now. There's not much to keep an eye on. You are kind of sealed within this this private sanctum, this black foggy dome. Of the things that you are able to see, nothing seems to stand out to you for these few hours of your watch. Okay. Understood. I think everyone.
Let me get the fuck out of my bed.
Let's see. This would be Velum and Dejar next.
What's goes?
I feel safe with the wagon.
Same deal as before.
Yeah, give me a. I'll do it. $19.
19. Okay. You kind of sit there for a moment.
Hello?
Everything's fine.
Something happened, Jainer?
Sorry, I'll just someone DMing me. You sort of sit there for a moment, taking in the sights and sounds of the Moorbog. You hear Bastion kind of idly snoring in the background near the tent over there. You see the sort of dim light emanating from within the tent of you've seen this sort of dim light before. It's one of Angus's spectral guardians, presumably an ancestor.
Watchdog.
A watchdog, an ancestor he's summoned.
Right, Dejar, maybe we talk about your scholarly curiosity. I get that you want to find things out, but again, you need to be telling us what you're doing and not ditching the car to go do something. You could have been grabbed or anything.
Not saying anything. He just nods.
I can get you meant well, and knowing more about what the hell's going on around here is important, but not if it puts you at risk. And if I hadn't come back out of the wagon and realized that we weren't really moving, we could have been in a real bad spot being left by Angus. So, communication. Okay?
Yes.
Good.
As you say, good.
Oh no.
You begin another sentence and nothing audible comes out of your mouth. And it's then that you realise you no longer hear the crackling of the campfire. And just as soon as you notice this, Dejar, 5 mental pings, one after the other, east and west from your 2 alarm spells.
I'm taking the. Oh god, like the second Vellum felt something off, he reached for his weapon, but oh no.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
How about we just pause here?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you see 5 figures emerge from the shadows. Sorry, that's 4. There should be 5. Oop. Yeah.
Oh good, more.
As you see 5 figures emerge from the shadows close by, armed with a series of blowguns. And that's how we'll end tonight's session.
You bitch.
Son of a bitch. One hell of a note to end on.
I can see why you wanted to delay, but also, goddamn it, I gotta wait a week to see what happens.
Oh, this is
Hint,
great.
you get attacked.
Oh well, no shit.
That's
This is gonna suck,
This really is, yeah.
because I'm not gonna be here for that fight. Good luck.
That's fine.
Is it another missing first half situation? Or?
Yep.
oh lordy Lou.
Good luck.
Yeah. It's you can stop recording now because I feel like we're all gonna have words.
Alright, let's stop recording. 3, 2, 1.